Welcome back to Kingdom of Nerds, the other comic book show. Today we're joined by freaking Marco. We got Dom Tober, we got Sticks, and we got Joe's Dueling. What's going on, guys? You ready for Sunday?
It's a windy Sunday here. Very windy.
You tell it.
I'm a little buzzed. Drinking bourbon all day, man. Feel great.
There you go.
You're always buzzed. What are you talking about? So we got a great show for you guys today. And
there goes Six. What happened with Six?
Already. Six is internet. A wind is blowing.
The hamster stopped moving the wheel.
I'll go on if you.
Yo, he's caught his time zone already, man.
Stick's gone already. Stick's gone.
Welcome back from the past. Welcome back.
Hey, Sticks.
Sticks already.
How was George Washington?
Benjamin Buttons, what's up?
No,
here we go.
Let's see who's here. We got Joshua Davis. I'm here for it. Dan's Hobby Corner. Hello. Christina Payne.
Hey, Christina.
Welcome. Nerdy Geek. What's up, Christopher? Yes, says Brooklyn. What's going on, buddy? Terry Floyd. What's up, fools? Gunslinger. What's going on? What's up, everyone? And Wamba. Hey, Don, what do you think episode? Never mind. We'll get to that later.
Yep.
Welcome, man. Hey, we'll talk about Daredevil later.
Woo.
If Don wants to. Welcome, Daywalker. And for everyone here, we have a special guest backstage. We have the one, the only hottest artist currently in the comic book community. We have Mr. Mark Spears,
the Monster Man himself.
What's up, sir?
I need some like wrestling music, like
yeah.
music. Smoke machine.
Start shaking the rope.
Pyrotechnics.
Yeah, you need like some banging.
I gotta get better at my intros. What I'll do next time, I'll have the door shut and I'll just bust through it. That's what I'll do.
Perfect. Get one of those. Hey, you know those things that shoot out all the paper?
Oh yeah,
like the door open.
Yeah.
We're doing a comic show, not a gender reveal. It's
yes.
Gender reveal. It's a comic.
That's funny. Hey, Lisa.
So how's your weekend so far, Mark?
It's going great. Well, the weather was horrible yesterday. I guess this is Sunday. I feel like I didn't get a Saturday because of the bad weather here in the South. But I can't complain.
You guys had a bad day of weather? Oh, that's tough. Cry me a river. It's been a freeze up here, dude. Get out of here.
Yes, she does.
All right.
Yeah, we were buried in snow for like 2 months.
Yeah.
They didn't know what the sun was.
Yo, you got the ice age hit you again, man. Jesus Christ.
It only snowed once here in Alabama this whole time, and it was fun. So
we had a dusting in New York City, man. New York City sucks, man.
Did they close the whole state because of 2 inches of snow?
I've been working on since I hadn't seen you guys last since around Christmas, right? So I've been working on my Dom accent, right?
Give it to me.
Yo, Mark. See, how's it good?
Good? That's good.
That sounds good, man.
Hey.
How you doing, Mark?
How you doing, Mark? Forget about it.
Forget about it. Hey, Stu Nod. Hey.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That's funny. Hey, Ed. All right, hey, good job. He's here. Let's Bruce talk to him then for a little bit.
He's nervous, man.
I was still thinking about, you threw me off when you started talking like Dom. I didn't know if I wanted to yell at you or ask you a question.
Oh man.
So that's I know we brought you on, so you're working on Spawn 77.
Yep.
So for those that don't know what Spawn 77 is, can you give them a brief history of Spawn 77?
Yeah. So Todd, when he created Spawn, when he was 16, it was back in 1977. He drew some comic pages, the concept art to it, and everything. And that's been floating around the internet. You can see it. It also came out, I think, in his book that he did with the Spider-Man stuff. But I saw that back in, let's see, I think it was 22 when I got the job to do the 4 Spawn covers. And I had asked the editor at that time, I said, has Todd ever thought about using this concept? And he goes, oh, yeah, people ask him all the time. He never doesn't want to do it. And I said, okay, but I went ahead myself and did some concept art for it, which you could probably still see out there where I did it back in the end of 22 to early 23. And it was, I thought it looked pretty good because I thought you could take that design and still make it look good, without really updating it or anything. So I did that after the, when I pitched something to the editor, I said, hey, man, I think I could do something really good with this. Set it in the 80s or set it in 1977. And it'd be really cool. Put it in New York. Well, again, he kind of dismissed it and said, yeah, Todd's not interested in doing something like that. After that interview that I had with Todd McFarlane, when I got the artist spotlight, so my 4 issues came out in the same month in 23. Todd was looking at some of my work afterwards, after we got off of the cameras, and he had never saw my interiors and stuff. And we were talking about, doing something together at some point. The very next day, though, and again, I honestly at that time, no one was giving me any other work. Spawn editor even said, I don't know about other covers. We'll see, possibly. Well, then that next morning, though, I get an email saying, hey, Todd has approved that Spawn 77 thing you want to do. And I didn't even pitch it to Todd that night. What happened was the very next day, Todd goes to the editor and says, hey, I like what Mark's doing. And he said, well, Mark had an idea, and it was called Spawn. We called it Spawn 77, but to do Spawn, that same design in New York, at that time. And he goes, let's do it. So at that time, I'm thinking, oh man, we're going to do it. I did some concept art for it. I turned down other projects thinking it was about to start, and it just kept getting pushed back and delayed, all the way up to San Diego that year. And then the next year I was about to start it. And they said, well, hold off and all this. Finally, it got the green light. Where I actually started the pages was just about it was February, like the very 1st of February of this year. What happened was the plot, though, the reason it all went through all these things was the plot changed. Someone come up with a plot, then someone else came out with a plot, and then I said, well, I had an idea. I really wanted to plot it, and then that won out. So right now, Todd's writing it. I'm helping writing it, and I also plotted it. And
nice.
And I'm doing the interiors, and I'll be doing the covers. And as far as I know, I think Todd's going to do a cover as well. Keep it in a tight little thing. So I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be one of the most anticipated comic series, miniseries of the year when it comes out. Yeah. I think it'll blow people's minds when they find out what we did. So I can't wait. I've actually got 1 issue already turned in, so I'm working on 2 through 6 now. So
we have some artwork from Spawn 77. If you want to give a little substance to these photos.
Yeah. Okay. So the one on the left, I did right before San Diego Comic Con last year, or New York. I can't remember which one it was. Probably San Diego. And they wanted something to show at San Diego, and I was working on it. And the one on the right, I did first. I did a couple like that, and it looks okay. I like it's the suit and everything. But when I did it, I kept thinking to myself, this just doesn't, something's missing. It just doesn't work for me.
You could be
And when I
shinier.
started the metallic, and then when I started adding guns and stuff to it, I said it works. So the right is more of a concept. The left is how he kind of looks in the comic. right now, first issue, he doesn't have the guns and stuff. He's using more other weapons and everything. So in number 2, he'll start using some guns and stuff like that.
Sweet.
But so that's the thing. I honestly, when I was doing the concept art back last July for those, I was sitting there thinking, you know what, maybe I should pass on this because I just wasn't feeling it. But like I said, when I did the second image on the left, I said, no, this is gonna work. It'll work now. So it's because the right one, it's good, but it's just so flat. And when you add them like metallic sheer to his clothes, it also gives it that 70s vibe and everything too.
Everything's better shiny.
It made it more, it just made it more interesting, and especially with the lighting hitting it, like if you do it in the dark and all that kind of stuff. So, but I will probably use that same pose over there on the right. See, same thing here. So the one on the left was the very first one I had did for concept art back in 22. And the one on the right I did last for San Diego Comic Con. And I was just like, it's okay. It's missing something. And that, again, it was the metallic stuff. So also, this is the red and blue. There was another version when Todd actually first designed it. It's blue, dark blue with pink eyes. And that version will also show up in the comic too. So
they have eye drops for that.
I see that this spawn carries guns, so he's not a hell spawn.
Yeah, I don't know how much I can talk about that. But yeah, I think Todd's released that out of the bag already. Todd's talked about it, so yeah, I'll go ahead and say, he's not a hell spawn. It's more like the way we approached it was kind of like Batman, right? Batman has no powers. What would happen? Todd pitched it to me basically back and said, what if this guy's pretending to be a hellspawn, right? He's wearing the suit to scare people, but he's not, a hellspawn. And I like that idea better because it originally, when we were throwing around plots, it was going to be he was a hellspawn. Yeah. That story's been told, right? There's tons of spawns out there, right, in the Spawn universe. So I love that idea because I was like, oh, this is a fresh take on it. I can do something that no one's ever done before. And I thought, it'd work out. So, he's actually not a hellspawn, but it does go with the Spawn universe and all that.
Well, based on the timing of the story and comic people's love of gimmicks, I think you need to talk to Todd. I think this would be a perfect opportunity for a velvet blacklight cover. I don't know if we've ever had that.
That would be awesome.
Those posters were the best back in the day.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of research of New York in the 70s, late 70s.
Boy.
It was a different place back then.
Yes, it was, man. The grittiness, the subways, man, the graffiti on the subway cars. It was just a whole different world, and the movies really pinpoint what New York was all about. Charles.
So is there gonna be a lot of hookers in Spawn in this one? There's a lot of
hookers in New York.
I'll just tell you this: on one of the pages, I think it's like second or third page that I did, I have a guy walking down that district, where they would have the peep show signs and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And he's walking through there and had all these signs, right? 25 cents peep shows and girls. Oh, yeah. And then I had to add some prostitutes there too, nice. They would have been on the yes, it will.
Got to keep it true to period.
Yeah. Well, listen, you got to have a cameo of Charles Bronson, man, Death Wish, man, stuff like that. Come on.
Jeez, Pete.
They hear this spawn around.
It's going to be. I have one picture of like where Spawn's on top of the Brooklyn Bridge. So I got that in there. Yeah, I want to make it very kind of authentic, but again, it's comic book, so I can get away with a lot of stuff. But I'm trying to make it that time period, so it's fun, exciting, and different because we haven't seen anything in the Spawn universe set at that time period. So
that's cool.
Really cool. Is there a timetable for the release of this yet?
Let me think. We're the last I discussed with them, they were thinking fall around maybe October, could be July, August, September, not sure yet. It probably depend on how quick I get it done to them to where they can, get it written, lettered, and all that stuff. So, and I don't know if they want to time it around San Diego or New York and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah, that'd be cool.
But yeah, you should get at least 1 to so many issues this year, right? It'll be monthly. So
nice.
But don't wait till it's all done.
Sweet.
There's been a lot of buzz around this, and I know Todd doesn't like doing mini covers, and you're known for your variants covers. Will you be doing all the covers for the book, or will it be other artists?
I know I'll be doing cover A, and I don't know right now what the plans are for the other ones. I know we had talked about Todd doing like I do an A. Mm-hmm. Todd would come in there for the B cover and trace over or ink over, my paints. So it's a totally different image for number 2, but it's based on the image that I did. And then the third one, do a third cover where it combines them both, right? Where the top layer, later. Me and him had done something like that for his Odd Key Discord, an NFT like that at one time, and it was Monolith and She Spawn, and it looked amazing. You probably can find it if you Google it, Spears McFarlane NFT or something like that, and you can see the images of it. But it worked out great. I think we're going to do something like that. I would not be opposed to doing more than one cover if they want me to. Yeah. They probably want to bring in someone else to do some, but then again, we might keep it just where it's me and Todd doing 2 covers, for each one, right? I don't know if they want to go bigger with the covers. First issue do more than one. Yeah, so. The inks are, that's his inks, and then that's mine there that's not inked. And then someone put them together. I don't think it's an NFT where they're together, but if you overlap them and turn the opacity down a little bit of my color, it looks amazing. So
that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
I think that would be awesome, awesome cover. And he's talked about doing something like that. I don't know if for all issues or just one.
Oh, look at
that moves.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually.
It is.
I don't know about NFTs, but it moves.
It's hypnotizing.
Let's not get started on NFTs.
Just want to stare at it.
You want to stare at it because I know why you want to stare at it, Joe. Come on. Come on.
What? The boots? The boots?
Yeah. The boots, yeah.
No, that's great. It's that's fun. Like I said, you got cool. Along with this, you got a lot going on for you. Yep. Between Dynamite, Keen Spot, DC, Image. What's on tap for Mark Spears in the very near future?
Well, let's see. I got I want to say about 17 covers left to come out over at Dynamite. I did 22, I think, in a 3-month span.
Oh, wow.
And they still have I did all the Space Quest, Johnny Quest, and Space Ghost. That'd be cool. And there's I think there's 4 of those. Those have yet to come out. I did of course Vaporilla 1's not come out yet. And then I did another Vaporilla cover that no one has seen.
Red Sonja stuff's fun.
I did Red Sonja Evil. What is it? Army of Darkness. I did that one.
Yeah. That's on Apple this week, actually.
That one was tough. I thought about doing more until they came back. Who is it that owns the rights? I think it's MGM. And hounded me on Ash. I mean, it was like his shirt's too clean. His zipper should be moved down more. He's wearing jeans that are too low. These are actual things that I had to fix. And then it was weird things like that. His hair it needs to be darker, and the gun is wrong. The chainsaw is wrong. What do you like?
I love these stories, Mark, because a lot of people don't understand what you guys go through when you submit a cover.
It
what
was
comes back.
Yeah, I thought it was done right because I was like, oh, I'm finished with it. Came back with all that, and I was like, dude, I got to dive into this thing, and it's going to take me days to fix this because it's not something really small or something like, usually a revision like that is like, hey, can you smooth out some of the lines in Superman's face or something? It looks too old, something like that. Or, hey, the hand doesn't look right. Can you fix that or something? But
you should just Photoshop an outline of Bruce Campbell and just stuck it, layered it over the cover, and be like, there you go.
Well, it was weird. Okay, so there was so many revisions on that, but what was so weird about it is they said so I got the copy of the email that they got, Dynamite got, and it said also, it's not our place to say, but we don't like the way Red Sonja looks. Her boobs are messed up, this and this. And I'm sitting there thinking that's not even their character that they're saying that with. So I remember fixing all that, and then what I did was I wanted to test it out because a lot of times, because I've worked in licensing a lot before, it's whoever's there that day, honestly. And I was sitting there going, okay, I'm going to change some of these things. Some of them I'm leaving the exact same and let them tell me again what I need.
You didn't do right, yeah.
And then
a whole different list.
Yeah, and I don't think I fixed Red Sonja at all. I didn't do anything. Came back perfect. Thank you for fixing all that. And I'm like, I fixed that. So that's the one. Licensing stuff is tough to work on because you're like, hey, I can do this, but then I have to go back and do so much more. They were really good though. There's some great editors over there at Dynamite that would tell me beforehand. Like I did the Gargoyles cover, right, with Demona. Yeah. They told me beforehand. They said, Mark, this is what's going to happen. They're not going to let you do this. Gave me a whole list. And I said, oh, okay. Because it was things like, even just like her stomach, how much you can show of her arms, the muscularity and things. It was weird, but it was a big list.
Really?
Oh, yes. And but
at least they get you that up front. If you can get that up front, at least that helps you.
So when they gave me that up front, I didn't have to revise. I think I didn't revise any. When I sent it in, one of the editors said, hey, Mark, you did good because you avoided all those problems. But can you tighten this area? What I had was she was wearing, because she's wearing a different suit than she does normally. And they were saying the tank top kind of is like a chainmail kind of thing. Can you make it more closer to her body? It was open too much, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah. I fixed that because the editor knew that they were going to grill us on that. So might as well go ahead and fix it. So I fixed it. Wasn't a problem at all. Went right through. It's weird. But yeah, it's real weird working with licenses like that when it's like, oh man, I don't know how much more I'm going to have to go back in and fix. And so I do prefer to do non-licensed, but Dynamite has Silverhawks and Thundercats. I've never been told I had to revise any of those. It's probably the property as well, right? They're more lenient on certain properties, I'm sure.
Well, it's been 40 years since a Silverhawks cartoon and comic. So I guess they want it out there. Well, just whatever, just do it, put it out.
Yeah. With G.I. Joe, I just did the what is it? The Zartan of the Dreadnoks, right?
You made Dom Gier for that one.
Yeah. I was begging to do it, man. I was sitting there saying if I could do one G.I. Joe cover, I want to do Zartan of the Dreadnoks. And I was lucky enough I did an exclusive for it, which I was happy that way I kind of control it better. But on that one, I was debating because I was told, hey, with the Real American Hero line of the comics, they allow you to do characters like that. You can't do them on the Energon side because they haven't introduced yet, some of them. So when I was doing that, I had Zartan, the original. He's holding the gun at the reader, he's like it's more up. And they were like, "Oh no!" And I forgot. You know, Hasbro's like that. Yes, you cannot have any kind of gun toward the viewer, right? So I had to revise that. But there was another revision I had to do on Ripper. I had him doing a because I want him to do something with his hand, and they were saying I don't think that was Hasbro. I think that was the guy in between saying, "Hey, go ahead and just put a knife in his hand, so there's no confusion of what he's doing with his hand." I said, "Oh yeah, sure." So small revisions. But I was happy to do it. Dom, have you seen there's a blue version of that too? I did a blue.
Yes, I am very aware of that, and I'm excited. It's kind of funny how just seeing that when that came out, I was like, damn it, I put it out in the atmosphere. I'm glad he's doing it. But
Dom will take credit for any success you have.
No, I don't want to take
all inspiration starts with Dom.
No, listen, I don't want to take credit. I'm just saying that I'm happy that Mark is doing it because I mentioned I'd like to see a 5-issue limited series of Zartan for the Energon universe because it hasn't been introduced yet, and it would be damn cool. And all of a sudden, I get surprised with the Zartan cover. I was like, yes.
One thing I'm so happy about that. Okay, so we got it. I finished it up. Everything's great. And then I was talking to the person I'm doing the exclusive with, and they were like, you could put on the Dreadnoks logo thing, not the actual logo of the Dreadnoks, but how it says like Cobra the enemy on the card.
Yeah.
They actually at one time did Dreadnoks the enemy. And I said, "Oh, cool. Well, do they have the graphic over there?" And they don't. They don't have the graphic. Oh. I said, okay, hold my soda. And I went and I made that graphic within an hour, and it looks just like the card graphic.
I love the card. Exactly. That's what
you couldn't tell it wasn't something that they didn't already have on file. So I was really happy with it.
So what's the next one?
The blue suit spawn.
Anyone right here is Todd's original artwork or Spawn.
And what's funny is, which you'll see all this eventually, like in a trade paperback or somewhere, that little pink alien right there. I actually did concept art for all that at one time because, in case we were going to put him in space and all that stuff. So I actually revived all his characters. Yeah. So that pink guy, and then he had a bunch of pictures back then on those pages. So I redid them all.
Well, okay, go back to G.I. Joe. So what's the next one? Come on, you got to have more than one. We're not just doing that and stopping.
Okay, so I'm thinking about doing another exclusive of Serpentor, but I don't know when that would come out.
I'll buy that one.
What's it look like? Give us a little. Is it going to be him on the? It's going to be him on the like the toy where he's got the speeder thing.
I don't know. I thought about doing something, but because I want him to go together with the Zartan and the Dreadnought, so I think about using that same. The action figure background, right? So you could set them next to each other, and then I'm thinking about making them kind of connect to that one, and it would be Zartan, maybe Dr. Mindbender, and who else kind of goes with Serpentor? Well, Baroness or Destro, not Cobra Commander because he
what is her name?
Pythona.
Pythona.
The whole
the Cobra.
Yes,
Cobra.
That would be really cool, right? Her, Dr. Mindbender, and Serpentor. So, and I want to do a whole thing of just them, Globulus, and what was the Enforcer?
Nemesis Enforcer.
Nemesis Enforcer.
I want to do all those too. My idea would be at the end maybe to do like 10 exclusives like that where you can combine them on your wall and you get to see all my versions of the Cobra guys. I like G.I. Joe too. And I wouldn't mind doing some of those. Like I love Shipwreck, Quick Kick, all those guys, but Cobra was always really interesting to me. So
Cobra's the best, man.
Bad guys are always more fun.
It is. They just had such great designs, and I do want to do Zartan and Zarena.
Yeah.
And there's other Dreadnoks that I don't want to leave off either, and I might do a whole cover just with every
Crash
other
Road Pig.
Yes, and then what's it? Sergeant Slaughter and the what was his guy?
The Renegades.
Renegades. So man, there's honestly, I could do one a month for years because there's so many great characters.
Yeah,
And I'm doing because of all that, I'm also doing for Skybound. I don't know what issue or anything, but I'm just starting on it now. I will be doing a cover for the Energon Universe G.I. Joe, which is a little different. It's the newer G.I. Joe stuff.
Yeah.
So and they're letting me pick whatever character or whatever, and I think I would be stupid not to pick Cobra Commander, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
sure.
just like you got to do Cobra Commander.
So the helmet.
Which
or
one
the
are you going
hood?
to do?
Look,
It's the one they gave me concept art for was the helmet one. It's very close to the cartoon suit. It's just got the red stripes in it and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think they use the hooded commander anymore.
They can't use it. They kind of like go away from that because
yeah,
too much.
There's also the other one too, though.
Well, you got the battle armor, Cobra Commander, but that's coming.
This
He's
one,
in the Real American Hero.
That one. There you go.
I like that one.
Oh,
That was post.
That's the Mandalorian Cobra Commander. I always say that.
Can you bring that back up, Joe? Let me see that.
They have the 6-inch coming out, the classified coming out.
I bet they do.
They do.
And I'd love to do a cover of Big Boa. Remember
Where's the tube?
Okay,
Big Boa. Hell yeah.
Big Boa.
The boxer guy.
Yep.
And the twins. So that, dude, I mean, there's so much. I could quit working on everything else and do G.I. Joe covers for 5 years.
Yeah, dude, there's so many good ones.
I can't wait till they introduce Zartan to the Energon universe because he's affected by.
What's the guy's name with the? What's the gimp with the crocodile? What's his name?
Crocmaster.
Crocmaster. That's
Crocmaster. Those Joes around that time were some of my favorite. Right,
Dude,
Big Bo, Crocmaster.
What was it? Was it the Viper?
You got the
orange and blue one with the shield.
Oh yeah.
The Techno Vipers, the Alley Vipers.
Alley Vipers. That's what it was. Yeah.
I love the old bats and stuff too. I wouldn't mind putting
great.
Yeah, bats is cool. Yeah, bats is cool shit. Oh, anyways, all right.
Everyone loved your Batman cover for DC. Is there any hopes for another Batman, maybe Catwoman cover?
I have looked into doing a Batman exclusive for myself, right? Because that's the only way I can really do something at DC right now because of the money issue. They just won't pay me enough money to do a cover. So I thought about doing an exclusive. So me and some retailers looked into it where we would go in together on it. And we were going to do an Absolute Batman number 8 Joker cover, but they won't allow anybody that's not Batman on an Absolute Batman cover as an exclusive. So really very sad because I think that's the issue that they're introducing Absolute Batman Joker.
Yes.
And it's sad because I really want to do that. But I think there's a new Batman book coming out this winter. And I'm going to try to get a Batman number 1 out of that and do an exclusive. I love doing Batman. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind doing if they wrote me tomorrow and said you want to do a regular Batman cover, I would probably do at least 1 or 2 just to show up in retail stores. But that's the way I'll probably do it now is do an exclusive and do a Batman. I really would love to do a Joker cover. I love Joker or Joker Batman. I'm not against that either. Yeah. I just love the Joker. I love Batman. Putting them on the same cover, facing each other or fighting each other, it just would be a dream. So
that would be cool.
We'll see if I can get an exclusive to do something like that. And that would be awesome. Or a regular cover. They just replaced the person in charge of Batman, I think last year, the editor over all Batman books. I've been working with the person over all non-Batman books. So I don't know them personally. But I might reach out and talk to them and say, hey, I wouldn't mind doing one if I could do something I really wanted to do on it. But that is on my list of I do love doing Batman and Joker. So
that would be pretty awesome because they're actually restarting the main Batman series. It's a series you're talking about that's releasing in the fall.
Okay.
Is that the Batman?
The number 1 Batman exclusive by you will be amazing.
Yeah. So that's the goal right now is I would do that. Unless they want me actually on the book, that would be awesome. If they said, hey, well, we'd like to have a regular cover by you. Usually, though, over at DC, they want to put my stuff. A lot of times, they want to put on incentives. which is it's neat. It has value right when it comes out, but it hides it, where a lot of people can't see it, and
I love that Adam Project cover he did. That was
dude, that was done. Here's how that happened. DC writes me during Christmas. Says, Mark, we've had a problem. Somebody that was supposed to do this cover couldn't do it. Maybe they're sick. I don't know. But they said, we thought of you because we know how fast you are. Could you do this in a day? And I said, let me know what he looks like. Before I turned it down. I was about to turn it down because it's Christmas time and everything.
Yeah.
They show me his suit and I'm like, oh, that's pretty basic because it
ain't too fancy.
It's not. And I said, I tell you what, I think I can figure out how to do this in one day. And it just basically the background, what I did, I drew him, painted him, everything, but the background is actually the same image, but I blurred it with a motion blur going down or up. And it makes it look like he's shrinking or growing or whatever. So I didn't have to worry about backgrounds at all on it. And, and it was a really quick, his costume. If his costume had been like, Flash's new costume, oh man, that took me forever. So
no, his costume is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. So I was able to do that. There's another one that is supposed to be solicited, but I think it's solicited wrong. It's supposed to, because somebody was showing me the other day, they said this says your name on it, but it's not your artwork. I was supposed to do a JLA cover. I did this around that time. It was a JLA Unlimited with Dr. Occult and Batman.
Oh, yeah.
I know. And I did it, but I don't, when you go look for that cover, I can't find it a lot of places. I think some people are putting the wrong cover with it or something. I don't know. I don't think it's ever come out. I hadn't got any comp copies of it. So that was a reason I could do Batman. So that was fun. And Dr. Cult's not bad either. I had never drawn him before. The jungle and stuff just kind of drowns it out to me. Makes it's too much jungle, but it's part of the story.
Actually, solicited for issue 6. And here's the cover for people who haven't seen it.
So I remember, I wish I could have done something besides the jungle thing, but that's what they requested. I said, hey, they're solving, this is my directions. Mark, they're solving a murder or something in the jungle. Yep. And so they need to be looking like they're looking at something. So I always love looking down at some blood on a leaf. And then I got Dr. Occult up there looking at that.
Your stories of how DC relays things to you in terms of what the covers always be like the Shazam cover with the big insect monster.
That was the hardest cover because people think, oh man, the hardest cover. What's the hardest cover you ever done? And you would think it was like Lobo or something with all that stuff in it. No, it was Shazam and that big thing, man. I had some over here. I don't have any right now, but. Oh, that's the hardest cover I've ever done in my life. And I did it 3 different times. No one ever saw the other ones. I need to post them online. I didn't even turn them in because I thought they were so bad.
I remember when the last time we all got together, you were saying how much you hated that cover. And it's become one of your most beloved covers by the fans. They love that cover.
And it's great. I think it's neat looking. It has a throwback quality to it. It reminds me of those Jerry Ordway covers of Shazam and stuff like that that he did back then. But it's just, I knew, when I look at it, I just look at all that time that I couldn't figure this out. And I don't even know if I did figure it out, if it's still what I should have done.
Hey, Mark.
I love just the vague information they give you.
Very vague.
Hey, Mark. I'm going to give you an idea for a cover.
Okay.
The covers. Just do a Lilo and Stitch cover, and you'll definitely make my day.
You do a Lilo and Stitch cover. Dom's going to put a ring on your finger.
And he's gonna cry into his pillow if you do it. So.
Does Dynamite have Lilo and Stitch over there? Or is that over there?
Yeah, Marvel? I believe they do.
They do.
Okay.
It's not Marvel. It's Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's possible. I could maybe do something like that. I wanted to do, when I kept hearing the Scrooge McDuck stuff was doing really well, DuckTales and all that.
Yeah.
I kept saying, man, who has that? Because if it was Dynamite, I wanted to jump in on one of those covers, but that's a Marvel one, so I probably wouldn't be doing it. But I wouldn't mind doing weird stuff that you would never think a Mark Spears cover would exist on, like a Sonic issue or something.
Oh,
I don't know that either.
Odd and weird things,
there's a lot of My Little Pony fans. We like to see a Mark Spears pony cover.
Brony.
Yeah.
Brony
You got pony bronies out there, man. Pony bronies.
Can I, I would do it if they would let me do it like my way, and I could have one of the ponies like missing a leg and blood's everywhere. Some monsters eating them. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
My Little Pony zombies. There you go.
Hey, listen, just speaking about monsters, would there be a Spawn Monsters cover?
I would love to do a crossover, and I'd tell you what, if Spawn 77 does well, it'll be easier asking Todd, hey, let's swap covers. But I will tell you this, because it'll be out really soon, as in the news will hit soon, because I just turned it in for solicits, right?
Yeah.
For July. So y'all will find out about it soon, but I won't tell you who. But for the first time ever, in number 6 issue C cover is going to have someone who's not, that I don't own on the cover, from another publisher. And that publisher is going to have my monsters on that issue of that character. We're cover swapping for the first time. We don't even know if it's ever been done, because not the interiors, it's just going to be the cover. These two characters will swap. And we thought that would be a lot of fun. So that'll be out in July. It'll be solicited here within weeks or whatever. You'll probably start seeing it pop up. But so I can't say yet because I don't get in trouble. But it's going to be really cool. So that's cover C of number 6 of Monsters. And yes, I'm hoping, I would like to do later on, if Spawn 77 is successful, Mark Spears Monsters Spawn crossover series, like maybe 6 issues, 3 issues. That would be really fun to
That would be cool.
just mix them up like that.
Nice.
We were there for the beginning of the Kickstarter. We brought you back on a few days before the Kickstarter kicked off. How is that going? Story wise, issue wise, are you going to hit that target date?
Oh yeah, I've already got all the artwork is done now, is finished for the 3 issues. All the covers, of course, as well, because I had to have the covers done at the Kickstarter. So I've already written the dialogue and everything for issue 1. Talked to the letterer. I got to Dropbox it to him so he can start working on the word balloons. He gets those done within a week. Number 2, I've already started its dialogue. I'll probably be done with it in a couple of days. And then number 3 is actually not going to have a lot of dialogue. It'll have some sound effects and stuff, but there's really the third issue is really Frankenstein's monster and the werewolf fighting, and then a bunch of ninjas show up. You don't really need dialogue, right? I don't want to have.
So we're going to get a silent issue?
It's almost a silent issue, except the very end, like the last couple of pages, someone shows up that can talk. But other than that, it's like silent issue. So I thought, oh, that's really cool. And I'll probably put some sound effects like roaring or growling and stuff like that. But that's about it. Which I'm really excited about, because I love it when you can read a comic and don't have to worry about, the dialogue and stuff. That means you did a really good job with the storytelling.
Yeah,
so,
let the art do the
pictures should tell the story.
Yeah, and I try to put my dialogue in when I first write.
You might tune off some DC fans with that, because all they like are words on their page. So.
Yes,
Bruce might be gone after that.
Words. We know.
I don't hate words, but it covers up the art all the time, and it's frustrating.
When I write mine, I write it out, and then I go back and say, okay, what does not really need to be here? Like, what am I just putting dialogue just for dialogue's sake?
Yeah,
if it doesn't need to be there, get rid of it. Because I think it hurts the storytelling, the flow of it. So I try to remove anything that doesn't make the story progress. So
I mean, maybe if DC started removing some of the words, they didn't pay per word anymore. Maybe they could give you a little bit more money to do more covers too. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm solving
Well,
problems
you
here,
know,
but
if the good writers at DC would go over to Marvel and make X-Men good, maybe that will help Marvel. Never mind. Forget it. Never mind. I'm not gonna do my X-Men hate tonight.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but as the artist here that you said is the
Exceptional
hottest artist around,
X-Men,
it just told you
Nick.
too much words,
What
too
else?
much words there. Try to make them spend money, Bruce. Unlike you.
Okay, on the Kickstarter though, yeah, it'll be out by September or earlier. I think it'll actually be much earlier because if I get these lettered over the next month, then I start doing printing proofs, just to make sure the colors are right. Then I start getting prints, get them printed up, and then they start going out. The retail version of it would happen a few months later, so that's why I want to go ahead and get the Kickstarter ones out, and that way we might have an October, November, something like that release of Monster and the Wolf #1. With DC, y'all was just talking about DC. They were going to get me to do a Green Lantern issue interiors. And I offered to write it because I said I can get it done faster if I write it, and so I can plot it. But they didn't go for that because they said that I would have to do a few like that before they would let me do it myself. So, but that was interesting, and it still might happen one day.
What though? Like a few Green Lanterns like that before? That doesn't even make sense because
they wanted me to do some of someone else's writing it and me doing that before they would give me a chance to write it myself. And it's weird. I mean, here's the thing: Monsters #4 is pre-sold like 78,000 units. Sure. With exclusives and stuff, we're probably over 80,000, and I'm having to get told, hey, we don't trust your writing enough on a book that sells less than that. So it's I don't when
but doing the same thing that you've already, I mean, like you've actually proven that you can do it. Like that's
exactly. It's not like, hey, I want to do this. I can't even give you a sample.
Yeah, you can give plenty of samples.
So it's not smart of me even to really do that stuff anyways, because if I go somewhere else and ask, hey, let me do even writing and drawing, say, Green Lantern, I would make so much more doing a one-off of my own, right? I could do a character called the Dominator and myself over there at like King Spot or Image or something like that, and make so much more than if I did their character. So it would have to be appealing. Yeah.
Excuse me, Mike, I have to step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Tell the whole audience, just don't do it. Yeah. Anyways, I just think the whole thing is weird like that. Like I get it, but I wonder too if like kind of you said earlier, because I mean I have friends who have been in the same case as you, where it's like they sent back like, hey, I sent this art in and literally just changed one tiny thing, didn't do all the re-things, sent it back in, and the guy was like, the editor's like, hey, I wonder if like it came back around one time and you're just like, hey, I mean, just to do it, but you'd have to want to do it. You know what I mean? But, and I mean, it does open up like those niche things, opens up stuff down the road where like, I mean, there's such a huge fan base out there anyways, that you can always grab one or two more, you know what I mean? For your regular stuff, get somebody hooked like that. And then too, like once they catch all the writing in DC, that, I mean, people will start chanting about how great the writing is here, how great the writing is there. Why isn't he writing this, that, and the other thing? And I think after they find that, it's always just another notch. Right?
It makes me laugh. Knowing that the track record you got, Mark, that people, your work is selling, and your work is hottest work out there. That people would think, listen, this man wants to come aboard to do a job. Let's let him do it because we know that issues will sell. We'll make the money. We'll do that, and he's the hottest thing around. I don't understand why they would have that type of.
Because the larger the company is, the more layers of bureaucracy you have, and the more people pushing pencils that feel they need to get their ideas in and feel relevant. So it's not direct creator to publisher. There's a lot more levels.
Yeah. I think that's just kind of actually more how the industry's been working for a very long time. It's always kind of been like that. It's always kind of like, hey, okay, I proved my stuff. This person proved that stuff. And they're like the bones, but it's like, I mean, unfortunately, I think you're kind of, especially since the digital age and the ability of Kickstarters to come out, it's eventually going to have to change a little bit, right? But like for the longest time, that's all it took. That's how every publisher ever worked. So like, you know, you could say, "Oh, I don't understand," but there's plenty of times where you didn't hear about it, they did the same thing and you've never heard of those people, or like they were doing something small and did never heard of them again. It's not the right way to do it, mind you. I'm not defending that practice. I'm just saying.
Right on that, like when y'all so when I come on, y'all go, "Hey, the hottest artist, the biggest artist right now," and all that stuff. It's funny to me because I do hear that from like fans. I hear it from you guys on YouTube and stuff. But in reality, in the comic industry, nothing's changed since Monsters came out. And even though it became a big hit with fans and the sales numbers, I've gotten written a couple months back where I had submitted a project last July. They finally wrote me back. This is another publisher, not Marvel or DC or anything, and said, "No, we're going to pass on that." And I laughed because I'm sitting there thinking, if they said, "No, we'll take this pitch, Mark, we like it," I would have said no, because I pitched that before Monsters ever came out. And so I would have said, "No, I'll do it myself now. I'm confident I can get it done myself." And it's weird to me. They knew what Monsters was doing if they looked it up, what the aftermarket's doing and all this stuff. Yet they're sitting there going, "No, we're passing on this. We don't want anything with Mark."
I'm not sure they look it up though, Mark. I really don't. I don't think they look it up.
No, I don't think, because like you said, I don't think they do, because I just had I'll put it out there. I wrote Boom 2 months ago, said, "Hey, I really love Labyrinth. I know y'all got that book over there. It lasts 8 issues. I'll do it for whatever you're paying the lowest guy. I just really want to do a cover over there. I don't care if it's a variant, whatever you got to do. Because I know it's going to end at 8, and I would kick myself if I didn't get on over there." The guy that was my contact there said, "Okay, I'll send this over there, but I doubt it." And I'm like,
"The Labyrinth at Boom." I mean, like that's what I'm telling you. When you're complaining, I mean, not you, but when they're saying, "Oh, DC and all these," this is just how it works out there, and it is
how it works.
The industry.
Here's the thing: Spawn 77 is not happening because of what's happened in the last few months of my success and stuff. That was happening already, right?
It's the relationship you had with Todd. That's what it
is.
Because
of the connection I had with Todd, and we talked about this for years doing it. I've done so much concept art and work on it. So that's why that's happening. If you take that away, nothing really. The only thing that I got from any of the success is like Dynamite calling me up saying, "Hey, we would like you to do some covers." That's basically it, because DC was not giving me any extra stuff. Marvel was not giving me any work. Boom was not giving me any work. Dark Horse not giving me any work.
I don't know if Dark Horse giving any work.
Is
Dark Horse still around?
Like hottest artist right now, it is like, but I it's funny because there's no one knocking on my door giving me work and stuff like that. Now, But now I want to say this, because I'll get flooded with messages later.
Yeah.
Yes, retailers are asking me to do exclusives, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm not doing right now. They're asking it, but I'm talking about comic book companies, and I'm talking about ones in the top 5. There'll be ones that I've never heard of write me and say, "Can you do this cover for us?" Right?
Yeah,
it's not really worth it for me to do. But that I'll reference it with that. But go ahead.
But I'll tell you this too, like, so. When did we had you on? December was the last time, right? Had you on before that, had you on December. And I was like, "Hey, this guy's hot. Like, you guys got to get on it." And you start listening. I listen to stuff on the con floor all the time just to see where it's going. And back then, maybe I sent you that picture that one time. I was like, "Hey, look what's across from me in a booth," right? Yeah. There was one of your books out there. Then the next con I was at a month later, 3 or 4, right? Now we had the people that are like, I mean, just to say the growth is now changed from even when you started doing Spawn, because what month is it now? March. So at the end of February, then now we have people coming around going, they don't quite still know what you've done. They don't know Monsters so much, but they say, "Hey, is that a Mark Spears?" And they start picking it up. And that's kind of like, I mean, that's a trajectory of like 2 years where it has to get to that level. So I mean, I get that the YouTube people know it. I get that some of the people in the industry know it, but now when that starts happening, and to be honest with you, once you start going to the con circuit, that's where you start talking to people. It's who you're having lunch with. who's eating dinner next to you, you know, all that stupid stuff that goes on. But I mean, it's what gets, you know, that networking is really what gets the bills paid at the end of the day. So
yeah, because
I do think that's when
from
you're
what I
talking jobs with publishing and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
no, from what I understand, your work at DC or Dynamite is pretty much a calling card, so fans can get to know who you are and recognize your work, so you can actually make money in the future or doing your own stuff and the cons.
Yeah, I really hated stopping DC, which I might go back and do some more at DC, but they were paying me half of what everybody else was paying me. And it was just like, man, that's tough because I can do one cover somewhere else or 2 covers at DC for the, you know, same amount of time. So that was what was tough. And they were giving me exclusives, like, I mean, not incentives.
Yeah.
You know, so that was another thing. And you would think, oh, but Mark, you're getting 5 comp copies of the incentives. They would send them in little regular envelopes that were always so the comps were worthless. So it was that was tough. Do I love the characters there? Yes. And there's a thing where if you write me and say, hey, you want to do this character and I really love it, I would probably do it. But my thing was, I gave DC a year and a half almost, where if they ever asked to do a cover fast, I never turned a cover down. I always did it for them. Yeah. And I think that's a give and take to where, hey, can you just bump me up to where it's competitive rate? And they couldn't do it. It's a corporation though. It's someone else was telling me no.
I mean, it's a pay rate scale. Like they know how many years they type it in. It's just a formula, and that's what you get.
It's nothing bad with them over there. I really love working with them guys. It's just that, and I might do it again because, like what you said, Bruce, it is a calling card to where a lot of people might not even know monsters, but they know Thundercats, they know Vampirilla, or they know like Superman, or they know Justice League, things like that. So I'm in those, and I might go back. Right now, everything's cleaned off my plate because of Spawn 77. But once that's done in the summer, I can take on more covers and stuff too.
I will say this. I've traveled a lot in the last few months in the Northeast and different comic stores. There was a large percentage of comic stores that they don't carry King Spot at all.
Yeah.
They had no idea who you were. They didn't know what monsters was.
Right.
And it's a shame that your work isn't more out there in smaller LCSs. But like I said earlier, if you can grab a DC cover, it's worth it.
You're right. So it is that's a problem. It's good for collectors right now because that means those people will come in later on and be like, whoa, what's all this stuff I never got? I want it now. Yeah. So it'll make it go up. But the thing is, when I've traveled around, I've not went into one comic shop that never ever carried monsters. They didn't carry it. And if one shop, I asked them about my covers, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we don't carry those." Like I was saying, like, "What about Green Lantern?" "Oh, we don't carry that. We didn't want to get any of those." And I'm like, "What about Thundercats Apex?" "No, we didn't want to get any of those either." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So that's weird, but that's around here. But I do think there's a lot of shops that do not carry King Spot books at all, so they've missed out on the monster success.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of shops say, "Hey, man, Monsters has really helped us out because they're selling more of Monsters than they are Spider-Man." So it's a weird thing. But it is. Someone said the other day, it's almost like a secret nobody knows, and it's like a secret band or something you found out. Yeah. And it is fun that way. I think it is. It's neat. I hope the numbers continue to rise up with number 5 and number 6 and all that. Yeah. But I don't know how we get those comic shops to start carrying King Spot books. Yeah.
Well, really quick, Marco will tell you this better than I can, but these little shops, they're only ordering what people order through them. They're limiting what they order. Keen Spot probably just isn't on their radar because no one's ordering it.
Yeah, they don't. Thing for the shelf.
That's what it is.
They don't want to. Yeah, I understand.
Shelf room.
Yep.
room general, so.
I was sent another piece of art you did on Spawn 77 from Utatu.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I
that's
did that
cool
one.
as hell.
That was
cool.
on sale for San Diego Comic Con. That time, at that time, he was still going to be a Hellspawn, I think. So I put a grave there, but I was messing around with lightning.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, Mark, quick question. Since the con circuit is really in full swing now, any appearances in your busy schedule that you might be showing up any cons or any signings?
I know I'm doing one here local in Huntsville, Alabama at the end of April. And that's going to be a pretty good one because that's my first appearance since con appearance since Monsters came out. And it's my I've only done one store appearance really since then too. So this is like a huge deal. A lot of people are flying into Huntsville just to see me there.
Isn't that the one you've done before in Huntsville? I think you'll get a little different reception this time.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'll get a different reception, honestly. And then it looks like I'm going to, if everything goes right, I'm going to San Diego Comic Con this year. So I'll be there. I can finally see a bunch of the people on that coast because that I've never seen before. So, and then maybe we'll look into New York. It just depends because of if San Diego goes good and they want me up there, especially like for Spawn or something, then I'll go up there. So, because that's not as bad, it's over here on the East Coast. So, but those two other ones, I was going to do MegaCon. It was on my radar. I was going to do it. Didn't know Todd was going to be there till the last minute. And I had decided not to go in December, but I'll probably do that one next year. Around
it was big this year. I was really surprised. That one seemed to jump up in stature.
That one's
this
up
year.
there. Yeah, they're saying it's one of the top 3 now. And if it stays that way, then I'm going to start hitting that one too. And it's always usually first of the year around February.
Yeah,
so
beginning of February.
Yeah, I'll start planning on that one. Other ones I don't know about. I've had some people talking about Dragon Con, and they talked to me about it. Heroes Con. So maybe those. It just depends how much work I'm doing. If I have the time. For like something like San Diego, you basically just have to take off a week. You just can't be working at all, except at the con. We're doing stuff. But I think I'll be ahead enough on Spawn 77 that I can take a week off. And then I have to start work on Monsters. Is already done through number 8. Of course, I usually go back before every one of them's come out and tweak it, maybe tweak some of the dialogue, things like that. But I have to finish up number 9 and 10, 11, and all that because I'm going to keep it going, of course. So I got to do that. And then I'm thinking, man, I'd be stupid not to do a Kickstarter again this year around December again. And it would be part of the Monster series, but like one shots or a mini series, like 3 issues, focusing on another character. So I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do there with that, but I know that I'll have to get some artwork done and stuff before the end of the year. And I'm doing a trading card series Kickstarter that's starting April 25th. It's going to start the same day as that con starts here in Huntsville. And that's going to be released in the fall of this year. Everybody's asking about the trading cards. They love the trading cards. And I want to keep it going because that was the reason the comic got made was the trading cards. So we're going to do that. It's going to be called the Halloween edition 2026, but it'll come out this Halloween.
Nice. You spoke about your cards and issue 5. I know for issue 5 cover C, there's going to be trading cards for this.
Yeah. Okay. So that one's solicited. I think you can get it through Lunar, Universal, and Diamond. And whatever happens with Diamond, in the next couple of months. But that one will be polybagged and will have a trading card inside of it, a clear polybag. And I'm doing that in honor of the old, the way they did X-Force and all that.
Yeah,
I'm going to have 4 different cards. And each card will have the legacy numbering on it. Like, one of, say we have to do 2,000 of each card. It'd be 1 of 2,000, 2 of 2,000, all that. So I'm working on the cards now, and they'll be done here in a couple of days. But we think that'll be kind of big because I like that stuff. It ties it in with the trading cards again, and it's kind of a neat thing because that was the homage to Deadpool's first appearance, and Deadpool trading card inside the X-Force was kind of a big deal back then. So,
Yeah.
Are you going to do a first appearance of a character on a card?
yes, there will be. There's going to be a Slayer card, but there's going to be some characters that have never appeared in Monsters yet that will be appearing in a couple of issues later on. So you'll be able to get a card, a first appearance card that you've never seen them before. So
you mentioned Slayer and a first appearance of another character. How many different cards in total will the fans be able to collect?
Four designs on this, as far as I know. I mean, we could go up more, but I think 4 is not bad. That way, someone would only have to buy this issue 4 times to get all 4, right? But you'd have to look on the back to see which one you're getting. But I think we're doing 4 different ones, but they'll have the numbering on it. So if you wanted to get like each issue, you wanted the card number 70, right, of each one, you could try to actually go and collect those. But I think there'll be 4 designs, so it's 4 characters. It'll be Slayer and 3 other characters that I won't say yet. But those will and it'll be, I think the card will be placed on the back just how they did before. And we're going to put a back page ad about the cards, and it'll say, like, it'll show all 4 so you can collect them all. So you don't go like, oh, I don't know what else is out there. I didn't see them. And I'm gonna be pushing that on social media here in the next couple of weeks because retailers don't really understand it. It just says when you order it, polybag with trading card. They don't know how many trading cards. They don't know what the trading cards look like or anything. So I'm going to be pushing that before the FOC pretty hard to let people know, look, this is going to be big. You really want to get a couple of copies of this so you can get those cards and everything.
Any variant cards going to be there?
I don't know. That would be really cool. I thought about that. Is like, do the same card, but maybe it's a foil or a gold or something.
A 101.
Because they will have to do printing plates and stuff. So I don't know. I'll talk to Keen Spot more about that if that's possible. I don't want to upset fans with their golden ticket.
Golden ticket. Oh, jeez.
But
I know earlier you said that you had stopped doing exclusives for the most part. I know at one point there was rumblings about there being too many exclusive covers every week.
Yep.
And what made you come to that decision?
Well, we were doing so many exclusives with Monsters because I was busy doing Dynamite books in December, in November. So I was handling all that. And I was doing, 22 in what, 2 to 3 months. It was just so many covers. So I kind of let Keen Spot handle that with the exclusives. And it was just too many exclusives to where I can't remember. I think it's issue 4th printing of number 1, which hadn't come out yet. It has 14 covers for the exclusives, not just the cover. There's a cover, an incentive, and then 14 exclusive covers. That just, it's too many. And
keep that up, they're going to hire you at Skybound.
Yeah. And here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand because they think, oh, Mark's doing all these exclusives, making tons of money. No, I actually make off of an exclusive, I make about 60 cents a book. So no, I'm not making it. The people who were doing the exclusive were making a lot of money because they were selling out within minutes, right? And selling them for $35, $50. I saw some medals go for $500. It's just,
don't mention that medal.
Yeah, it's crazy what was going on. And I was like, look, I really can't keep that up. I don't want to keep doing that to saturate the Monsters brand. And if any exclusives are done, I would honestly be stupid not to do the exclusives myself and sell them on Keen Spot's website or my own website or eBay or Instagram, because then it's my own, where I have the potential to make the retail money off of that. So that's why I've stopped really doing exclusives for monsters. I called it back to where I think number 4 has just a few where we already had told people we would do it. It doesn't have many. The majority of number 4 that's exclusives are my own exclusives where I'm taking them to the Comic-Con, right?
Nice.
I even got a Joe Bob Briggs, if some people know who that is.
Nice. I love Joe Bob Briggs.
They reached out. I had done a card with him a couple years ago in my Halloween edition, and they were saying like, "Hey, we want to use that artwork as a print for him to sell at his appearances." And I said, "Sure," but I said, "Hey, why don't we do an exclusive? I can use that artwork. I can touch it up. We can make it really cool looking, and I'll cover the cost. I'll send you 100, but let me have 100 of them."
Yeah.
And they agreed to it. So I was like, that's great. Now we have a Joe Bob Briggs exclusive for number 4.
Nice.
We have a bunch of con exclusives that I'll be selling online and at the con. But again, going forward, I'm doing more of that, going that route. And then exclusives for like stores other than monsters. Like somebody will reach out, "Mark, will you do this exclusive for this and that?" I've kind of stopped those unless I'm a partner in that, because again, the way that works, if people don't know, say they give me a flat amount like $1,000 or $1,500 to do that cover. That's it. I don't make any other money off of that.
Yeah.
So by being a partner in it, I might get half the print run or something like that. So that's why it's worth it to me to do it myself or to get a partner with it. So that's what I'm doing with that. One other thing that follows into that is like saturation of the market to me, or saturation of my brand. And that's one reason I'm getting rid of the exclusives. I'm dialing it back some. We're also, because we're being distributed by Lunar, and they will only allow 4 of our covers over there, because it's just the way how many they allow. We're going to go down from having, normally we have 5 covers every 2 months, right? Your normal covers. We're going to go down to 3 covers, 3 and an incentive. So because of that, now if things change with distribution, we'll go back to having more, but that means there will be 3 normal covers to pick from at Lunar and these other places like Universal and Diamond, 1 incentive cover. And then we'll still offer, like, people like the metal and the foil and stuff, but they would be offered over, something like Universal or other distribution channels. So we're dialing that back a little bit, which I'm okay with. I don't want to flood the market with all these, too many covers,
And it's tough because everybody has so many different perspectives. Us, we see it because we're in that world of that secondary market and seeing all the books, and we're seeing, oh wow, there's a lot of covers. But then, like you said, you go to an LCS and like, what's a monster?
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's a weird, very, very different mindsets out there based on
it is. And one thing, Dynamite, I mean, I think on Vaporilla it was 12 covers of Vaporilla number 1 they did of mine.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like that. I talked to them about that. We went ahead and let them do it because it had already been solicited. And then I think Red Sonja Army of Darkness has 11 covers. So it is what it is. I apologize if my fans go, "Man, that's too many. I want to collect everything." I honestly had nothing to do with it. When I did that, I was thinking I had told them to do 3 covers. I had said, do my cover, then you could do like a virgin of it or a foil of it. And then other things happen. So, but in the future, I will have more control over that months down the road. Like if, when I start doing more covers for other people, I'll make sure how many get solicited and all that kind of stuff. But that's important to me. And I want people to know that I don't want to dilute, I hate it because that Mumra cover I really loved. The Thundercats Mumra cover, one of my favorites.
Such a great cover.
And there's so many of them out there that, there's no collectability in it, right? There's just too many. So, and I hate that, but maybe I could fix it going forward months from now. If I go back to Thundercats or if I go back to Silverhawks, that will change. I will make sure that it's in a contract or something that they can't do that. But again, I like working with Dynamite. It's just it's a little bit too much saturation.
Yeah.
You know, I know there has been a lot of naysayers that Mark's just a fad. He'll be done by Christmas. Then they're like, he'll be done by January. He'll be over by February. He'll be over by the end of March. Your books are still selling. The secondary market for your stuff is still alive and kicking. As evident of a set of your Kickstarter books sold for what, 12 grand, and then you just had another
17,
set sell for
17 or something. Yeah.
17,
15,
15,
oh,
I
15,
think it was a buy. He did a
Buy
deal
now.
with him or something, because somebody told me that the guy who bought it wrote me and said I bought it for 15,000. So yeah, that was just a few weeks ago. But yeah, you forgot I was also a fad that was supposed to be done by October, by Halloween.
yeah.
It's only because it's spooky season, they said. Which is, it's funny. It's interesting because all these people with the excuses like, oh, it's because it's holiday season, and then it was monsters are in style right now. Everybody wants the monster books, and that's why the Universal monsters and Mark's monsters. That's what it is. So it is interesting to me. I never thought this would have happened when monsters came out. And it's happened on other books. I mean, look what Spawn 356 was, a cover A book that just came out. No one talked about it really. Jumps up to it's a collectible book. Then there's other books like Gunslinger #2. I don't even know if it's collectible really. If people have been getting it or not. I've been too busy to watch the aftermarket, but there, and then of course you got your Dynamite books where there's there's so many of them, it's hard to say if one of them is worth a lot and stuff like that.
I think the DC World's Finest annual that you did beginning of last year, that has become one of the hardest one of your covers to get, and it's a 1 in 25, and it's a ghost. You can't find it anywhere.
I was in Panama City last week, and I went to a comic book store, and they had Magic and baseball cards and basketball cards, and a little section of comic books on a wall, and they had all these slab books, right? Alex Ross, Campbell, McFarlane, all this, and I'm looking at them and everything, and then there's that World's Finest Mark Spears book I think it was about 6, and I was like, oh, that's cool. They didn't really have they had a few back issues of stuff, but nothing monsters or anything. They didn't have any of my other stuff there. But I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I wonder if if that one's actually something that people are looking for now. So that's really weird to me because a year ago, somebody, if they would have sit there and said, hey, Mark, I'll give you $75 for a CGC 9.8 of that, I'd have said, sure.
Yeah.
So it's just it's really weird. I can't comprehend that yet, the aftermarket and all that. It's just it's awesome. I'm so glad for my fans, and I get them writing me all the time and saying, hey, I love collecting your stuff, and that's great. That just gives me a lot of joy that they're enjoying it. But the aftermarket, now I've started selling on eBay because my son was wanting to do something, so I said, okay, you could take some of these books I got and start selling them. So my account on eBay is Mark Spears Art, and you can get direct from me. So I have a few books. We've only sold 11 in the last 2 weeks because we're not putting on a bunch. I think he put on a few today. But so the aftermarket hasn't really affected me. And like I said, professionally, I don't really see oh, you're the hottest artist or superstar artist or something. I don't really see it there. But I do from the fans. I get emails every day, messages from Instagram, Facebook, all these places, and they're just so awesome because they're writing not to ask for anything. They're just saying, man, I just want you to know I love it. Thank you so much. And that's great. That's great to hear. So I'm glad I keep going to where, I'm hoping Monsters will keep being a big hit and the numbers continue to rise and more people can find out about it. But it's really interesting. It from a point of view where it's hard to, if you're on the outside looking in on it, it doesn't really make any sense because, like I said, it's a disconnect. There's stores who would not, if you walked in them right now and said, "Hey, do you know who Mark Spears is?" They'd say, "I have no clue." But things are still doing that.
Which is always odd to me how LCSs are sometimes just out there in terms of.
Well, and there is no wizard anymore or anything, right? Where you would know like the hot artist list and all that stuff. There's YouTube, but I think a lot of LCSs do not watch YouTube, do not keep up with, the comment YouTube guys. So that's more of the fans. And the fans, I get that written a lot. They're saying, "Man, I like that you'll go on YouTube on this show and that show," and they really appreciate that. And I'm like, "Hey, to me, YouTube is the new wizard, right? That's where you get your comic information. That's where you get to hang out with your comic friends and stuff." So, again, it's just I think there's a disconnect and stuff too. But man, I'm living the dream that this has went on this long. I hope it keeps going. I always fear that like tomorrow people will be like, "Yeah, I think I'm done collecting that stuff."
No, don't worry, man. Yeah, animated series is coming out. The Monsters animated series.
This is the 1 in 25 I was talking about. World's Finest 2024 annual. I had 2 of these. I know I believe I gave one away to a lucky viewer the first time you were on the show.
Yes, you did.
Wow. I remember I liked that cover when it came out. It's the first DC cover that ever came out, but it was one I did like the 3rd or 4th one. What was funny, I did this, and back in those days, back in like February or March of last year, I would watch YouTube things about reviews and all that kind of stuff. Now I don't do that. Now I only watch like you guys and stuff, and I watch like other like Beyond Wednesdays and other ones to where like Cover Price, where they're just talking about books, right? But back then, man, I was messing up and I watched the show and they blasted this cover for 30 minutes saying how horrible it was.
What?
And yes, they were saying that Superman looks horrible. He looks like that Mark can't do blue right. And what was it? He looked like an Oompa Loompa, something. I don't. It was. Yes, it was. And after that, I was like, I can't watch anybody reviewing my work anymore because it messes with you too much. Then you worry about, am I doing this, this or that wrong? So I love it though. They asked me to do the Batman that way, the old 60s, early 70s Batman. Yeah. Not the Neil Adams, the one right before that. So I was like, okay, and I got the cowl down pretty good. And
kind of a superpowers look.
Lisa's right. This is a 1 in 50, not a 1 in 25.
Oh, it was a 1 in 50. Wow.
1 in 50.
I think I don't even know if I have any of those anymore. I might have 1 or 2. I might have to get slabbed. Again, I loved it. That Vampirilla has jumped up. I sold a Vampirilla. I saw that. First Vampirilla, I want to say it sold last week, CGC, and it sold for about $700 to $800.
Yeah.
And that shocked me, man. I couldn't give them away for $100 a year ago.
And Mark, Jedi is crying, man. Jedi's crying that that these Vampirella books are coming out and he can't keep up. And he's,
I have a super chat. Let me get to this. What's the average time it takes to make a cover? Thank you, Kings, for the $2 super chat.
Oh gosh. It depends what's on it. If you can, background's the worst because how much time you're gonna spend on the background. But okay, so when maybe I don't like to do it, but I will do it within 7 days. It's better on me. If you could say what's your most ideal time, I would say let me do 2 a month, and that's all I'm doing. Right? Let me spend 2 weeks on each one. Yeah. You can't live that way though, right? Because the money you make off of a cover, you can't do that. I got to where I could do them within 3 days. Like I said, I did that Adam in 1 day, but you're talking, when I say 1 day, I'm not talking 8 hours. I'm talking about 1 day. I spent the whole day doing that because it had to be done. So sometimes it can be 2 or 3 days. Sometimes it can be a week. It's just different things take longer. And then if you mess up like Shazam, man, that took me a month to do that Shazam because I kept messing up and didn't know what to do on it. But luckily,
just remember, when in doubt, Mark, add smoke.
dude, I do. That's my thing. Todd's thing was always at a cape, and I was like, nope, I had smoke. If you look at my stuff, man, there's smoke everywhere. It's all my universe is always foggy and smoky. Hey, just to touch on cover speed and all that kind of stuff. I won't say the name of the company, but somebody wrote me, said, we'd like you to do this cover. We negotiated the price, got the price down to where what it should be. And it was going to be for a pretty big title, not Marvel DC. It's an independent title, a scary title. I'll put it that way. I do the cover. They tell me the description. I won't really give it away, but it was just like female vampire feeding on a male. That's it. And then the concept art, right, of what it's supposed to look, the characters. I do that. Send it in. I get told, okay, thank you. We'll get back to you, soon after we look it over or whatever. About 2 weeks later, they come back and say, we want the background totally different. We want you to add all these elements to the background, like buildings and cars and all that stuff. And I already had a car in the background. But anyways, I'm like, wait, this is not what you told. Then they were like, we want you to change this, and we want to redo this part on the character and all that. And I'm like, where's this coming from? I mean, like you get it. And then they were talking about my colors. We don't want you to have this one color on the person. Can you change that color of the light and all that? And I'm like, if you're buying the cover to get my cover, but basically all you really wanted was my name. They didn't want me to draw this piece because that's how I would have drawn this piece. I don't, I think my fans would have ate it up. Anyways, I wrote them back and said, look, I don't have time to, you really want me to start all over. I have time to do that. And they said, okay. And just said, we're done. We're not going to do it then. And I'm like, wow. And I said, what about a kill fee? They waited weeks and weeks, then finally said, we can do a kill fee of like 10%, something like that. I can't remember what it was, 20%. And I'm like, that is not even worth. I said, I'll tell you what, you keep that. I'm going to use this cover for myself. I said, I'll just change the character up a little bit. And I will. One day I'll put that out there and it'll be an exclusive or something. But that's crazy because normally no one asks me to revise like that. Not when you could have told me those things at the beginning. And that's why I was like, I don't want to work for this company. I don't want to go forward because they can keep doing you that way. But
I have another super chat from Jane Mallow from Canada, as I call it. $2 Canadian. Is there a Spawn 77 Kickstarter?
No, it's going to be a regular series. Like I said, it'll be out in probably fall of this year. Action figures might come after that. We talked about that. I think that's going to be after if there's a demand for them. So that would be like a year later. Who knows? Todd does Kickstarters for figures sometimes, so you never know if he'll do that. But no, it's going to be a regular series.
And I know there was a question earlier: is Spawn 77 going to be a limited series or an ongoing?
77 is a limited. Right now, it looks like six issues. And then I hate to see it end though. I think it's going to be really cool. I would have taken 12 because I'm having so much fun. But we'll probably do it at 6. And if it goes over well, if everybody loves it, maybe we have some. Maybe it will spawn another series, mini series.
Wow. We got Nerdy Geek. Mark, I need you to start a Kickstarter while I wait for your current Kickstarter to ship.
Yeah. That I might be doing. Well, I'm going to have the card Kickstarter here soon. And I'm hoping really, but I don't want to put it out there when people hold me to it, but I'm hoping we ship out in the summer, like maybe July, Monster and the Wolf. That would be great. We're going to have about 700. Yeah.
Could you make sure that my Kickstarter books go out first?
if there's a little bit of money handed my way, I'll make sure yours goes first. I can't wait for that one. I tell you, when I did finish up all the artwork for it, I looked at it and I go, I think this is better than Monsters, just because it's the last thing I've done. Right? Monsters was done about a year and a half ago, so I've gotten better, I think, at the pacing, the storytelling, and all that stuff. So, and I can't wait for issue, what is it, 9 to show off on what I've learned in this last year and stuff. But and Free Comic Book Day is a Monster Zero is coming out. That I've got my issues already. They've already sent them out to the stores.
Nice.
They just have to hold them. But I like it. It's the paper is not as good as I want because they're printed very cheaply because they're free.
It's Free Comic Book Day.
But in the issue, I don't think I got one laying here.
You'll have LCS selling it. Don't worry.
There is a blue that there's supposed to be a blue smoke, right? Because I do that a lot. And in some pages it's purple, and I can't figure out how they did that. But it doesn't take away from the enjoyment of the issue. I think it'll still be a cool issue.
Is this a reprint of issue 1 or a prequel or something?
Yeah, I'll go grab one. No, it's all new.
So you guys that haven't seen the Kickstarter or didn't get into the Kickstarter, here are some of the covers that were offered. As you can see, most of them were sold out. Some of these foils, Bride, Mad Hatter, which just went crazy the other day in sales.
Yeah. So this
Are
is
add-ons. Are
this
add-ons
is
still available?
exclusive cover for KeenSpot.
Nice.
They did this a different cover, but you can see how the paper quality is different, right? A little cheaper, but it's the same insides. Okay, so you've got it's a great story, but what I'll show you those pages I'm talking about. So really, I think people are gonna love it. It's about this clown, and it is number 0, so it happens right before Monsters number 1. Love that page. It's a little low. It looks kind of like Dom.
Damn.
But it's
Am I a clown? I amuse you?
Yeah, you're here for my enjoyment.
So you see how that's purple kind of in the background, which is fine.
There's my boy Slayer. The Slayer.
But here, it's kind of, it kind of looks purplish, but in person, it kind of looks blue in the background. I'm picky, right? So it's not as bad. But I like that right there shows up blue on my. It looks purple on the screen though. Maybe something wrong with my eyes. Man. I don't know.
It looks purple from here.
It does look purple, but
it does look purple. So I don't know. Maybe it's blue, purple, whatever. But this is the issue. You're gonna love it. It's the first appearance of somebody. I won't show you the last page. But that.
I know who it is.
Ooh, I know who that is.
I know exactly who it is.
I know who that is.
Yes.
God knows that.
I know it by her butt. I know it by her butt. I know who it is.
Yes.
That's Dom's ex.
Oh yeah, probably a bloodsucker. She probably is.
But I thought that would be cool to have a first appearance in a free issue like that, so a lot of people can get it. And we will probably do a deluxe format. They said later this year of that issue, with a good cardstock cover and maybe add a few pages of concept art or something. So. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, go back up. All right.
Right.
You sure you want me to show it?
Yeah. See, that looks familiar, don't it? I'm not saying that
cover. That cover was the hottest cover. Everyone wanted that cover.
I wanted that cover. Look, let's put it this way.
I got that cover.
Asian girls that are vampires and stuff like that.
I'm going to do
I'm
something. Go ahead.
You put a Japanese trade dress.
Yes.
On that.
I'm going to do that exact same. It won't be that trade dress because that says Monster and the Wolf, but I'm going to do something like that on Monsters with her, different pose, different color scheme, but with that trade dress because I think that's awesome. In the book, I won't spoil it for anybody too much, but look, hold on. She's I'll just show you this word blend. She's even speaking.
Oh,
there you go. So I thought that would be interesting. So yeah, I did. I love that concept. When I did that, a lot of people were like, when I showed it to them before the Kickstarter started, They said that doesn't go with your stuff. Why are you doing that? And I said, man, this is awesome.
That goes with everything, Mark. That goes with everything.
I thought
There's
it was
nothing
great.
that doesn't go
great
with.
idea. And you know what? It turned out to be, again, one of the best selling covers. It sold out first over anything else.
Yes.
So I was happy with it, and I want to keep that concept going. What would be really cool if you did like a 3-issue series of her, but the trade dress was like that on every one, right? You know, where I think that was that's awesome.
Would you if you did a 3-issue Kickstarter of her? Just say it.
Yep. Which
I think putting the trade dress along the sides going down.
Oh yes,
like an obi.
Amazing.
Yes,
like an obi. Yeah.
Yes. That might happen. I'm looking right now for what I'm going to do around 2 to 3 issue miniseries. Like I said, for a Kickstarter later this year. She is up for contention. Also, a female mummy. I was thinking about that too because I have.
Wow, you just made Sticks very happy.
And then the one of the ideas also, there was 3 ideas, combine them both, where she's in it and the female mummy, kind of like Monster and the Wolf, but it would be these 2 characters. So
okay,
might do it.
I'll be all over that. I will be all over that.
I like that idea.
Can you still add more covers to the Kickstarter if you ordered already?
I don't think it allows you to. Some people have went in there and made new accounts because I think there were still what happened was if there was 200 going to be printed of a book and only like 150 sold, they were still available. If it was something that was only print to order, like I said, I'm only going to print as many as people ordered, those are already closed. So there might be a few that are open, but you would probably have to make a new account to do. I'm not sure. But what I'm going to do is when I start ordering, which I'm hoping to start ordering in May from the printer, would be I'm ordering like say that when I think that was 200, the 1C, I would order like 210, 220, something like that for damages. You know, for the because I don't want to get any damage. And then what would happen if I had any left over? Those would turn to artist proofs or printer proofs, and I would label them like that on my pen. So
I know you've said this before a couple of times about I just want to clarify for everyone watching, these Kickstarter covers will not be used in any regular Keen Spot issues of this book.
Nope. The only way you will actually ever be reused is if I decide to ever put in together a cover book and have them inside where you can see them, because that would be kind of neat. There's so many covers, but I would love to have done it in issue 1 of the Keen Spot book. Like in the back, you could see all these covers. It would be cool. I don't know if I can afford to do that, if they would, because it'd be maybe too many covers. But or we can do it. We can break it up by 1, like all the 1 covers in the back of the book, right, and all the number 2 Kickstarter covers in the back of the book. But no, they'll never be used again as a cover because I didn't want to do that because I wanted the Kickstarter people to really enjoy that. Hey, this is it. This cover is the only way you can get it is this way. I'm not even changing the color and saying, look, I'm going to release 1F, but it'll be, a different color scheme. No, I'm retiring it. Will I put that? I am going to make trading cards of those, like as in the trading card thing. So I'll use them that way. But I thought that's a neat way to do it. And I want to do that. And I want to do it again this year when I do it again. So people will go, okay, I don't need to wait. If I want that cover, I need to go ahead and do the Kickstarter. So I thought that was a neat little thing to do. There's a couple of covers though that make me want to cry because I can't, because I can always go and do another Drac cover right there, another Bride cover. But there's one cover in here. It's the Wolfman, a werewolf breaking. He's in a car, right?
Oh,
it's that homage.
That cover.
That is one of my favorite covers of all time.
There we go.
That one.
I was
like, I hate it because, but you know what? I could homage it myself from the homage. Put 2 different characters there, right? Maybe the werewolf now has some clothes on that he's ripping off or something, and do it again because I just loved it so much. It was my favorite cover.
Why don't you do it reverse? Have the werewolf in the back, have the vision of the werewolf, and have them looking through the mirror.
Like a reverse of the same shot. That's good.
The
I might
werewolf
actually
is
do that.
a taxi driver, and they're in the back.
No.
seat.
You see the back. You see the werewolf's perfect what he's looking at, and they're
looking forward
and
to
then
his
you see the
eyes.
back. Them looking toward just him in the back.
Yeah, it's like the camera. It's like the camera's at the windshield, right?
Yeah.
You just put it.
Yeah.
You flip the camera.
Yeah.
I love it. I might do that.
I know. I love that cover because it's an homage of one of my favorites.
Yes, I love
Werewolf
it.
by Night
But from
covers.
the what was it?
Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have it.
that's one of my favorites ever. And I do hate that I can't put it on another book, but I was like, nope, I got to stick to my word. That's I got to do that. But I might homage it again. Yeah, go ahead.
Just put out more Slayer covers, and I'll be very happy.
Awesome. I love my Slayer.
There you go. There's the original.
Oh yes, that's it. I stared at that cover for a week and a half trying to get it down, kind of similar.
Yeah.
Whenever he came up with that, the original artist was a genius because that was just great.
I think it's Ramita Senior that does it.
Oh,
really?
It's not Plug. It's not Plug. I'll
Nice
verify
drop.
that.
Yeah.
I'm
Um,
still holding out hope for a Doctor Who homage. So
Hey, listen. All I know is
very last strand of straws.
all I know is Mark is slowly but surely all the stuff that I asked for is coming out with, and I'm very happy. So you know what? I'm sorry, Sticks. Sorry.
I'm gonna have to have you start saying stuff.
I'll have to do a half Boba Fett homage, half Doctor Who homage on the same cover. That's what I have to do.
ooh.
All right.
Mark, please
Fair
do something that's killing the children cover.
I've got asked to do a couple of those, and I haven't done it. Things like that. I don't know, that would be interesting to do. I still though have so many ideas for monster covers. Right? There's so many homages I could do, regular covers I could do. So
Yeah, that's Ramita Senior cover.
Yes, King. Definitely Boba Fett commission. I appreciate it. Yep, definitely.
I'm gonna start the regular show. Do you want to stick around and hang out with us and stuff?
I'm here. Let's do it.
Let's go. So we're gonna start with pickups like we normally do on a Sunday show. You can go first, Joe, because you're usually spicy. There we go, Joe.
Yeah,
What do you got for us today?
Let's see. Mostly what I had on Friday, but I always pick up my Luana Vecchio doll parts stuff. Always pick up my True Case Crime or Hard Case Crime stuff. Will make you look tough.
Oh, that's a good cover.
8 million Zatanna covers because I have a Zatanna problem.
I think you do.
They've been giving me good stuff lately. It's just my favorite out of all of them outside of the Pinocchio, which I'll show later. This Chris Bacala one is fantastic. I love Chris Bacala's work. It's great.
Color's good.
Micah.
So is
I would
Micah.
love to do a Zatanna cover one day. She had
This-
one of my favorite VCs.
This do not test or not tested on animals. I got a couple copies of this. This was limited to 30. It was a Kickstarter exclusive.
Joe's keeping it PG today.
Yeah. Richard
Oh, not
Morgan, curator of comics, had a couple exclusives for Richard Morgan does Blam and Glam on Kickstarter. I love his series. I love his work. I try to keep as complete a set of that as possible. So there are a couple exclusives of that I picked up. Little old school Shield, little Frank Springer cover.
Oh, nice.
Let's see. I picked up some Yasmin Putri stuff. I enjoy her work, and she's getting a good bit of buzz going on. So I picked up some of her work. Seasons, very good read. Rick Remender, can't go wrong.
Yes. We reviewed the
big
first
fan,
issue. It was great.
big fan of Jim Mafood. I wouldn't be buying an Ultimate X-Men book otherwise, but it's a Jim Mafood cover, and I like Jim Mafood. I got there's a Pinocchio. The Pinocchio Zatanna is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
The Midtown exclusive. And since Midtown doesn't put really print runs on their exclusives, I'm guessing it'll be there for all time. Some more Lovesick. Here's the Virgin.
Vecchio.
That's wrong. And some more Vecchio. I got my Santos Sisters hardcover, which was awesome. I was very, very pleased to get that from Fantagraphics. And somewhere back here, I did get a slab this week, and I have no clue where I put it. So it's laying around somewhere, but I did get a Golden Age slab, which I will find while somebody else is showing pickups.
All right, I'll go. I got some books back from CGC signing by this guy that has books, and he lives in Alabama somewhere. So I sent these books to CGC's Mark Spears private signing. I did an unboxing video, but I want to show them on screen with Mark being here.
Awesome.
First up, Ultimate Giant Annual #1. This will be the first one on the census graded once they enter it.
Sweet.
Then CGC screwed me on the next book.
Oh no.
They gave me a 9.0 on my Vampirilla Mind Warp #2.
No.
The greatest note says Crunch Corner.
What?
As you can see,
there's no Crunch
Corner. Where?
I got one back this week too, and it was like a 9.4, 9.2, and it was just like, no way, that thing looked beautiful. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm calling him tomorrow.
Crack it open
tomorrow morning.
You will.
I had to get this. Singuli Special #2.
Oof.
There you go.
I need to
wow,
compare that.
I'm 8. Sweet.
Yep.
That might be the only one of that out there.
I didn't see any graded. This might be the only graded copy.
Because when I signed that one, the cover is kind of weird the way it won't hold paint. So I have to sign it in black. So I know how many I've signed, and there hadn't been many, and that was the only one I think in the CGC. So
nice. Thank you. And no, I didn't slip marker 20 in the pages. Of course, I had to get Monsters #1.
Oh, sweet. Man, it's hard to believe there's only like 2,000 of those out there of that cover.
And there's only, including mine, I believe there's less than 50 copies graded.
Wow.
Then I had the second printing, the Halloween cover.
Dude, I got that one back, and mine's a 9.6. That's awesome. Yes, I think they thought the distress was actually distressed.
I've seen them do that.
Yeah, mine's probably gonna go up on eBay at my 9.6. But dude, that looks pretty. I love the white on that. I think it really pops.
Yeah, it really does.
That's really cool.
And finally, from that signing, I had to get this in a foil because I love this cover so much. This is issue 2 of Monsters, variant cover M, and a
9.8
foil.
Shiny.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Bruce likes his raccoon bait.
Also, while you're here,
do you have a short box of Spear stuff yet?
I am up to 2.5.
No way. Man, I love it.
Yes.
You got more than I do, probably, of my own personal stuff.
You got to ask him for books now, Mark.
I have about 35 to 40 covers done by you at CGC right now.
Oh, it's sitting there now?
Yeah.
Whoa, dude, that's awesome.
I love slabs. All those boxes back there are slabs.
Okay. I do too, because with Slabbed, I don't have to worry about is it going to be the same grade next month? Like if I move my box around or something, they just look pretty.
Yeah, true.
I found my other. You got it. I was gonna say I found my other books.
As soon as I got four more books.
Oh,
so Mark was gracious enough to give everyone books on the channel, which we really appreciated. Thank you so much for that. I got them graded, of course. What's this? Cover K of Monsters #1.
There you go.
Nice.
That's a good one.
It looks so good with that black and yellow.
Oh, I like that because the JSA, they had the that. Awesome.
Then what's this? This is the Keen Spot exclusive. Merry Christmas. Mark Spears.
Nice.
Looks sweet.
Then we have the Monsters 2 metal.
That should have been a 9.9. Come on, it's a metal.
It should have been a 10.
Really? I mean, come on.
This should have been a 10.
10.
And my favorite book of the whole stack you gave us, of course, is the Ashcan.
Oh, the Ashcan looks so good in a slab.
It looks so good in this slab.
That might be the only one graded right now. That's like 198 especially. Didn't you say you looked it up and there was only one other one?
Yeah, there's an 8.5 and this one.
Yeah, that's sweet, dude. That's a good one.
Yeah, those Ashcans look sharp in the slab.
And go ahead, Joe. What you found your?
Sorry, yeah, I found my other books. I picked up some Arminicopian. This is off Kickstarter. Dead End Moon. This is the clothed version. Scott Harvin, amazing artist. Palace of the Golden Princess. Little Supergirl. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with the Romance Machine. A little Sveta Shabina. This is her first published cover. Nightwalkers. And then my big boy book this week that I got was my 5.0 of Cowgirl Romances. Maurice Whitman cover. I was very happy to have this. Any old fiction house, Golden Age stuff, I go crazy for. So I was happy to snag that one for more money than I wanted to pay for it. But what are you going to do?
Nice.
The problem with Golden Age, it doesn't come around all the time. So,
Dom, you got anything?
Yeah, a couple of things. Hey, Mark.
Yep.
French Canadian first cameo and first appearance as Zartan. G.I. Joe.
Oh,
what?
Then here.
Those would be cool to homage.
I'll see what happens, but those are pretty cool. So we talked about G.I. Joe, right? So I got this custom made from a guy named Zebra Disco. Custom. Look at the Boba Fett.
Dude, I love the card back.
Definitely,
That's
man.
awesome.
The card back looks
Cool. Wait a minute.
and he's got the
oh, no way. Oh, man. That's sweet.
got that. And since we're on a Zartan journey over here, I got my Super 7 Jungle Zartan
Ooh.
in Snuggie.
in a Snuggie.
Snuggie.
And then last but not least, yeah, when I come visit you at the con, I got my Boba Fett backpack.
Oh, love it.
And you can't go to a con without a pair of Boba Fett custom kicks.
Oh, man.
Too far.
Whoa.
Hey, I love my shit, man.
You need a Zartan Boba Fett cover where it's,
You know what?
you take the helmet off. And
Definitely love that. I would love that. Zartan. And look, I have a core 4 of characters that I love. And Boba Fett is my number 1, Zartan's 2, Hordak is 3, and Soundwave is my 4th character. Those are my 4 favorite characters in all of pop culture. And I get covers and whatever I can get of those characters.
Yep.
But mostly Boba Fett, of course. Just Can't go. You know.
Well,
All right, Sticks. Do you have anything, Sticks? I'm sorry.
I can show the same couple things I showed on Friday if you want.
That's fine.
no, they can't be reshows.
Yeah, I know, but I've been busy this weekend. I didn't go buy anything, so I got the blue foil Battle of the Planet signed by Alex Ross.
Nice.
I love
Signed and
I know it is G-Force. I think I can't remember. If it was
signed and numbered. Yeah, it has a number
G4.
down there.
Yep.
Oh, that's sweet.
This is number 100 of 499. That's a good. I like that. And then I went and I picked up. Now, Mark, I've been picking these up. I don't know if you've seen these yet or not. I've been picking up these Doctor Who jugs.
I have not seen that. Oh my goodness.
So this is Peter Davison, the Fifth Doctor.
Oh my goodness.
And then previously I bought a couple of these other ones. I got these in this one I got locally. The other two I got from the UK. I got another one like this one here.
Oh man. Did they make one of every Doctor back then? Like
up until 7.
Okay.
Until 7. Yeah. And then speaking of 7, I've got number.
Hamster.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sticks' internet is thinking.
I may have ordered another one today. So
You're gonna finish that set before you know it. I thought that was gonna take you a few years to catch them all.
Yeah, I did as well. Some are coming up at the right price point. So I'm like,
oh, that's great.
Hey,
Nice.
King did a nice little thing for you. He says, creepy as
All right. Joe's dueling. What do you say this week for your covers?
So for Flaming this week, the Stitches number 3, the Naomi Griffin / Todd Skull hologram foil variant. I know people say, well, Todd Skull does AI work, and yes, he does. He's very open that he does AI work, but the works he's doing with Naomi Griffin, who's also just a normal artist, the covers have been fun. That whole Ex-Posse Holding series through Keenspot has done some really cool stuff. For my Beyond FOC, because this is something that's coming out in May, I believe. I've enjoyed the Marcio Takara covers recently. The artwork has been very, very good. And this Aquaman 5 cover is pretty sweet. Everyone loves the mermaid cover. And for New Comic Book Day, go out and pick up Out of Alcatraz 1, the Crook cover. It's a great cover. I've heard from my friend James Kreider that the story is good as well. This picks up, if you're a fan of the movie or whatever, Escape from Alcatraz, this picks up after that. So it should be an interesting story. A lot of fun throwback covers on this.
I love the logo on it, man. That logo has me. Wow.
Yeah. So
That's a great logo.
It's the original Escape from Alcatraz, right? Not the remake with
correct.
Clint Eastwood, is it?
Well, either way, it's just the concept of Escape from Alcatraz is pretty much the same. So you get to pick up after that, because with Escape, it's just they go and you don't really know what happens. So now you kind of find out what happens. So should be interesting. So that's what we got for this week.
Thank you. Now we're going to get into my picks for flaming hot covers for New Comic Book Day coming up on the 19th. The 19th. So let's get into that. All right. It's not all DC, so don't say it's all DC, guys. You know who I am.
Sure.
All right, at number 10. We have Avengers 24 Marvel Rivals variant. We got freaking Jeff the Land Shark hitting covers for this week.
Pick it up cheap while you can.
Jeff Blanchard. Yep.
This is why we tell you order on FOC. Because people are going to run to the comic stores for this book.
And you'll be getting another It's Jeff book coming as well in a few months. So The Jeff train's still riding.
His first appearance is actually really going up a lot.
I just found one of my boxes. I'm like, oh, I had two. All right, at number 9. Do I have a 9? I have a 9. I have New Gods number 4, Jenny Frizen variant. This is the Women's International Day variant.
And she has about 9 of these International Women's Day covers coming out, but can't go wrong with Big Barty.
Can't.
Barty's good.
Yeah.
All right, at number 8. We have Heat Combustion number 4, the 1 in 10 Tau incentive. Come on, y'all, kids.
That's all of Joe's favorite pastime.
I have a short box and a half of Heat Seeker and Gun Honey books. Hard Case Crime is fun to read, and the covers are fire. You can't go wrong. The Ivan Tau is nice, and there's a trade dress cover of this as well. So
we need a bride in that pose. Same outfit.
Hey, listen, Mark. What about a nude variant of one of the?
No. Dumb.
Hey.
No one wants to see Frankenstein.
Out the room.
If I do it, I'll do a Frankenstein nude variant.
See?
Even I don't want to see that.
Probably sewed on. Jesus Christ.
Oh, why the stitches there?
just from the waist down, he could just be saying brains.
The brain variant. All right, number 7. We have Psylocke number 5, the 1 in 50 Harvey incentive.
That's a nice cover. I like that cover.
People are talking about this now.
Yes.
Dom, if you were paying attention on January 10th, we talked about this show on this cover on the Qualified.
I know you did.
So
I know you did.
I was watching SmackDown while we were doing this.
Hey, what do you want me to do? Friday nights I got wrestling on. What do you want me to do?
It's a hot cover. There have been a lot of really good Psylocke covers, but this is just a good cover. And again, there's a trade dress variant of this as well.
All right, at number 6.
I gotta get that.
Daredevil Unleashed Hell Red Band number 1, the 1 in 50 Talavera incentive.
I like that cover too. Holy shit. Jesus Christ.
Talavera's been doing some fire Marvel covers recently and coming up soon.
Hey, Mark, I've been trying to stay away from a lot of comics, trying to collect the stuff I like. And I try, because if I collected everything, I'll be broke. I'm broke now. But the whole fact is this stuff comes out and Jesus, it's like.
Why is it Red Band? Oh no, Red Band. Okay, I thought it was a Red Band.
No, it is Red Band. Marvel does those Red Band series of their books where they're supposed to be like R-rated versions of the comic, but
they're not
really.
Do they polybag them still?
Yes, I think they still polybag them.
Yep.
I need to make an issue that like is an homage to a Playboy cover, and then polybag it like the old Playboys, right?
Oh, that'd be
cool.
Awesome.
That'd be cool. Hey, don't tempt me, Mark. Don't tell me to go buy 15 copies of that.
Put it in the brown wrapper.
Although
Magic number 3, the 1 in 100 Jenny Frizen incentive. There is a trade dress of this. If you don't want to pay ratio for this cover.
They got really some nice covers of Magic. Really nice covers.
Yeah. All these little minis they've been doing of these characters have had some nice covers on them. And the Magic story wasn't bad either.
Yeah. Everybody loves Magic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Magic.
No, don't do it. Don't say Magic.
Magic.
Number 4. The Last Boy number 1, the 1 in 25 Hughes incentive.
Yeah,
this is going to fly under the radar this week. I think this book is going to take off.
Is that Adam?
Yeah,
Hughes?
people. Yeah, it's Adam Hughes.
Adam
Oh,
Hughes.
he does look like Adam Hughes to me. I guess because you can't see her face good.
Dan Pinotion's doing, I think, the A covers of this book as well.
look at the size of that rack of that little fairy.
That's true. That makes me think of Adam Hughes there. It's the outline of the hand too. Looks like Hughes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who's doing that? Who's publishing the Last Boy?
This is Boom.
Is it Boom? Yeah, I think it's Boom.
She got tiny D's.
I'm gonna put you in the corner, Dom. Put you in the corner. Leave her tinks alone.
Oh, tinks are great.
Tinks.
Tinks.
Oh,
At number 3. Silverhawks number 2, the 1 in 20 Spears Virgin Incentive.
Oh, nice.
Who's that guy? I've never heard of that guy before.
He's at the tip of my tongue. I don't know who did this again.
That was my last Silverhawks cover, but they just threw it on number 2. But it was the last one I did.
Monster.
Nice. Yeah, he had the same speech as of Mumra, but it was different. It was the same. Yeah.
Transform just the same. It's the same character. Yep.
Thundercats in space.
Yep.
Oh, it's in the same universe.
Yeah.
Thundercats is already in space.
Hey, it's Spears cover.
Yeah.
Pre-ordered.
We all know it's a great.
I think Lisa has more Spears covers than I do. Hands
I
down.
think she has more Spears covers than Mark does.
When I get it, I sell it.
Nice resting bitch face. At number 2. Catwoman 74 Panosian variant.
Nice cover.
All the Catwoman covers have been really good lately.
Yeah.
It's nice. Are you all in?
I'm a sucker for a Panosian cover.
We know what you're a sucker for, man.
Yeah.
I know exactly. We know.
I like what I like.
There's like 3 or 4 his kinks on that cover alone.
There's no feet on it. I don't see any feet, so
That's what's missing.
Hey, Mark, you got to do just a Monsters Feet cover and have some just
I'll do it.
show written all.
I was going to have, when you see the bride's new haircut, it was going to be her feet with a bunch of hair at it, right? Like on the ground. So I was going to do a feet cover.
Oh, that was nice. My the Mohawk bride.
Yep.
Nice.
And finally, the number 1 book coming out New Comic Book Day. Titans 21, the prison variant.
That's
I
cool.
love Starfire covers.
yeah, you don't get a ton of
A lot of,
Starfire covers. So.
Prison's doing a lot of, she's doing DC and Marvel, right?
Yeah. DC, Marvel, Boom. Where else? I seen a cover. She doing a Vampirella cover for number 1.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's for number 1. It's the ongoing. She might be doing one for number 1 as well, because there's one that's a close in, then there's one that's farther back. But yeah, she's had a couple of Vampirella covers coming out.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a sucker. I'll get all the Frizzen International Women's Day because I have to collect the set. So.
Oh, man, they didn't get me to do any International Women's Day covers.
Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Man.
They're gonna call you tonight. Next year.
Yeah, I'll get a call.
All right, and moving on to the next segment. Here is the part of the show where we look at Golden Age CGC sales from Heritage Auctions.
Hey, Bruce, I might have to bail because I have the Star Wars show.
Oh, yeah, you got your Star Wars.
Yeah. All right.
But
Yeah, I'm going to Star Wars too. See you later, Bruce.
hey, come on over. Definitely. You can hear me rant. You can hear me rant about a bunch of things. But Mark, it's always a pleasure, man. Great talking to you again, guys. I will catch you guys later, man. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you, Don.
See you later, Dom.
Later, man.
Let's see. Yep. I do want to do something for everyone that's been watching for the last 2 hours. I think it's time we do a giveaway. Not do a giveaway. I'm going to do a giveaway.
It's the Dom giveaway. After he leaves, we're celebrating.
Yes.
Party.
So at the end of the show, I will be giving away one book. Just type in the chat #Spears. Do I have it set up? Oh, I don't have it set up yet. Hold on. There we go. Oh, it's set up. You might want to type one ARP. If Mark wins this book, this would be amazing. All right. While people are entering the giveaway, let's get into this market report. We have Haunted Thrills #9 from Farrell from 1953, a CGC 7 off-white pages sold for $1,380. There are 46 total graded on the census. Top grade is a 9.6.
Man, I love that.
Like I said, pre-code horror always does well. 7.0 is nice in this book. There are a few higher. Like I said, there's a ton of titles. Haunted Thrills isn't one of the big ones, but it's well known enough.
Yeah. And there are some
pre-code horror people are going to come out for books. That is a special market of people with a lot of money.
And there are a range of pre-code horror books that are affordable semi-affordable. There's only going to be one car payment or two to get. It's not going to be a house payment.
Yeah, most of them will be in 4.0 or lower though.
Yeah,
but it's doable. Sometimes
I just hate the top corner up there. That's the only thing, because you get that to actually put on your wall to look at and stuff. I wish that top right corner was filled. But man,
I go right to it.
Yeah, but you know what? If that's the only thing this book has wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a lot of Golden Age, and you look past a lot of defects with the Golden Age book.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, what do we have? We have Voodoo #15 from Bobby Blue Collection. Sorry about that. From 1954, 5.5 off-white, sold for $1,920. There are 88 total graded, highest being a 9.6.
Wow, so that did even better, and it's a lower grade. That's a sweet cover, though.
Yeah, Golden Age colors are something else. They're just so vibrant.
Man, that's awesome. I could do an homage to one of those books every issue, and you just never run out because there's so many great pre-code horror books.
Yeah.
So many great covers
too.
Then we have Haunted Fear 12, Macy 1952, 7.5 off-white the white pages, sold for $1,320. 122 graded copies. There are 2 9.8s on the census.
Wow.
10-cent book.
That's impressive.
I'm sure one's probably a file copy. You always see those file copies pop out in the high grades.
Right.
But yeah. Well, like I said, EC people, you take the pre-code horror, add EC to it, which is a whole nother group of collectors. I mean, there's people that just collect EC stuff. It's always collectible. There's always a market for old EC stuff out there.
Yeah. Then we have Mystic 21. I didn't update the list, but it's a book that sold.
It's a book, and it's sold at some point.
It's
What's
sold at some
Atlas?
point. It's from 1953 from Atlas Comics. I believe the chart is right. There's 26 grades, A5 being the highest grade.
That's a 7. Man, that's beautiful. That might
Yeah.
be my favorite of the night on that. It's just, oh, but it has something written on the T.
Oh, that's okay. We don't mind that. In Golden Age, we don't mind that.
There's something
yeah,
written
that's
on her
just
dress also.
You get
Oh,
dates
you're
written
right.
on stuff. You get people's names written all over it. You got
Richard really
all
liked
kinds of
it.
stuff. And if you're really screwed, you get the big old subscription crease right down the middle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to have a whole collection of pre-code horror stuff, man. It's just
That'll be nice.
the best stuff.
All right, next up, we have front page comic number 1, Harvey, 1945, CGC 5.0, cream to off-white pages, sold for $1,560. There are 25 graded on the census, and only 1 copy is a 9.6.
A lot of Harvey collectors out there as well. Some good Golden Age stuff. The True Black Cat from Harvey.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Men's Adventures 25 from Alice
Another
Comics,
Atlas.
1954, 6.5 off-white to white pages, sold for $1,200. There are currently 54 graded copies on the census, the highest grade being a 9.4.
Nice.
I love those side panels on Golden Age books when they do that. Side. So good.
And what Atlas and Timely kind of came together, and then you had Marvel out of that.
And finally, for the market report, we have Shadow Comics number 11,
Nice.
8.0 off-white to white pages, sold for $1,680. There are a total of 22 graded on the census and 9.2.
That's a good book.
Gorgeous.
How did Thade get his name on here?
Oh.
Yeah, all the old Shadow books are great.
So good.
Who don't Dynamite? They have the rights to Shadow now, and they're not even. I don't know if they're doing anything, or maybe it went back to DC. I'm not sure.
I think
I'm not-
Mad
yeah, I'm
Cave
not
has
sure.
it. I think Mad Cave has it.
Did they get it with
Matt
Flash
Cave.
and
Oh, no,
Flash
I'm
and-
sorry,
yeah, Flash Gordon and Phantom? I know they got
Yeah,
Phantom.
I'm thinking of Phantom.
Um,
I'm thinking of Phantom.
I want to do a Phantom cover not too long from now. I love Phantom, and my dad, that was his favorite superhero back in the day. So
Yeah.
I'd like to do one. Dude, that's gorgeous looking.
It's a gorgeous book. No one knows what lurks in the hearts of men, but the shadow knows.
Shadow knows.
And moving on to FOC. What do we got up for FOC? FOC, it should have been for 17th. FOCN. So first book up, Superman 233, Superpowers variant.
I'm going to give them credit. Like I've said it several times, I dislike the action figure variants because it's been overdone. But these superpower ones have been so good with the Batgirl and the Constantine one and this one. They were good.
And then we have Green Lantern Corps number 3, Zerdy. Then we have Green Lantern Corps 3, the 1 in 50 Montañas incentive. For some reason, this reminded me of Invincible, the way it's drawn.
Oh
The
yeah,
Kilowog one?
Yeah, the way Jessica is drawn, it looks like
Adam Eve.
Invincible.
Adam Eve.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't think so, but maybe.
Get your glasses, Sticks. Get your glasses.
Yeah.
Then we have DC versus Vampires, World War Vampires number 8.
They're still doing
Puppeteer
Vampires?
Puppeteer Lee variant.
Puppeteer Lee's been killing it with covers, man. His stuff has been amazing.
Then we have what we have Fire and Ice #1. When Hell Freezes Over.
I can't
Nakayama.
believe this got another series.
The cow cover. Yeah, the other one was bad.
The covers were great. That's all I can say.
And we have Absolute Batman #7. Pinkevich variant.
Yeah, good old Bill. Bill never lets me down.
This is a great
He
cover.
is going to give you an interesting cover.
Aquaman #4. Takara variant.
Told you, Takara.
There we go.
Great covers.
Then we have Aquaman #4, Tyler Kirkham variant. Then we have Exceptional X-Men #8, Sawi.
I love Sally, but I won't pick up that.
Only 2 more issues of that left.
Wolverine #8, Marvel vs. Capcom variant for all you old school Marvel vs. Capcom players.
I really enjoy the Marvel vs. Capcom covers, but they got drowned out by all the rival stuff that came out overlapped at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimate Wolverine #4, the 1 in 25 Coelho incentive.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Yes, I liked it. They haven't. I haven't liked the covers on Ultimate Wolverine that much. Then we have Return of the Living Dead #3, cover A.
Hey, look at that guy.
Beard.
I remember that.
Transformers 19, the 1 in 10 Nakayama. I didn't know. Has Nakayama ever done a Transformers book?
Maybe an incentive or a store.
There's been so many damn Transformers and Void Rivals covers. I think they went into the 11th printing. They did 11th printing, and they're doing like 11 covers for the 11th printing. I mean, it's so. I wouldn't be surprised if there's not another Nakayama cover.
I have a Transformers exclusive Megatron cover coming out. It'll be out here in the next month.
Whoa.
Yeah, I want
to be introduced at a con.
I will have it at the con. Yep, I'll have some there. And the next one I wanted to do, because they wanted me to, like, do you want to do more? I wanted to do like Soundwave or somebody, with the cassettes. Oh, that would just be fun.
That'd be fun.
You'd send Dom's heart aflutter.
I know it.
Dom is watching now as he's on the Star Wars show.
Yeah.
What I miss? What I miss?
What I miss? What did Mark say?
There we have the 1 in 25 Beach incentive.
Beach. Nice. I do like some Beach.
Yeah. Then we have Green Hornet Miss Fury #4, the 1 in 20 Francavilla incentive.
I love Francavilla covers.
I like the cover.
Yep. Then we have only shows 4 of the 15 Godzilla vs. Spider-Man covers.
Yeah, there are a lot.
Cover A, the Ordway variant.
I do like the Ordway.
The Garbett versus variant.
I'll be getting that one.
The 1 in 25 Greg Land incentive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the poster one a lot. I just have a feeling it'll be very popular, and then they'll start doing it with every book and do the same.
There's going to be a 1 in 25 black and white version of this in foil.
Yeah, they've done those poster ones before with like Guardians of the Galaxy, and
well, they did a Civil War, didn't they? Have the poster?
Yeah, Civil War 2 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Then
I like the Ordway. The Ordway is my favorite. I kind of dig that one.
Yeah, it's like it's classic Godzilla.
Yeah, I like the yellow too.
Then we have Battle Beast #1. I didn't have enough room or slides, so you're only getting 4. There's a 1 in 2,000 or 1 in 1,000. So we have cover A, the Finch variant.
I can't go wrong with David Finch.
Mm-hmm.
That Finch looks awesome.
Then we have the blind bag variant. They're putting various covers, and it's a chance to win books that aren't Battle Beast. It's weird.
Wait.
Then we have the 1 in 50 Adams. Or Adams.
Whoa, that one I like.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for Art Adams stuff.
Bruce's.
Yeah, the blind bag's a fun idea, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
everything is gimmicky nowadays, but at least with that, it makes more sense than reprints of books and foil reprints of books.
Yeah, I thought about doing a blind bag like that for monsters, but do ones where, it's like if I did 4 exclusives that month or whatever for that issue, put like 3 in there and then maybe, some for my personal collection in there or something, where that'd be kind of neat. But we looked at it, or maybe just do, 2 issues in it, but then sell them on the website or something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It's gimmicky, but it's if you can keep the price down. I don't like the gimmicky ones, and they cost a fortune. But I don't know how much the blind bag Battle Beast is. But if you keep the price down, it's fun. It's like
I think it's like what was it? FOC was like some places had it for $239, $299. I believe.
Oh, you mean it's just $2.99 inside?
Yeah, I believe something like that.
You don't know what you're getting. You don't know what cover you're getting. Oh, that's it. I thought it was going to be a thing where it's like 2 or 3 packs, like inside. And you don't know which one. That's even a more interesting idea. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a chance to get a higher ratio or a invincible comic, or the details are a little sketchy.
But it's
Sticky,
I mean, if you're getting it, it's a minimal investment for a fun return. Blipmap did that with all their covers, where it's just everything was foil bagged and you didn't know what cover of the 9 covers you were going to get when you bought it. It's something fun.
That's cool.
I got mine from Midtown, and they were $239 on FOC. This is why we're talking about FOC, guys.
Yep.
All right. Then we have Heavy Metal #1. We got the Greg Hildebrandt and the Frank Frazetta.
Yeah.
Which one do you get?
Well, I already got them. I already got them both on the Kickstarter for Heavy Metals. Yeah, I mean, this is one of Hildebrandt's last covers. Yeah. So if you're a Hildebrandt fan, this is one of his last.
Is this published by Massive, or is this somebody else doing it now?
I think Massive is doing it now.
Massive is doing Heavy Metal. Okay.
Yeah, but they had a Kickstarter, and the Kickstarter was fun because the Kickstarter had the option for add-ons of back catalog old Heavy Metals.
Mm-hmm.
As add-ons, so you could get stuff from like the 80s and 90s and stuff like that they had as add-ons as old Heavy Metal issues.
Yeah, these covers went fast when that Kickstarter went up.
I hope they keep going, and they do tons of issues that way. Because I hate investing in something like that where I get a #1 and they're like, after 3 we're done. I want them to keep going. I loved Heavy Metal today.
I love magazine. I like I said, they brought back Penthouse Comics. It's great. They bring in great artists. It's good stuff. Same with Heavy Metal. It's as long as they're putting quality stuff out. I like buying magazines.
Yep.
Then we have the Tula Lote and the Tony Moore homage.
Yeah. I got all of these.
I know you did.
I ordered the Kickstarter. I didn't, sometimes you get a Kickstarter, like, are they going to put this out? They're not going to put this out. So you're seeing a lot more stuff that's popping up on Kickstarter and then coming out months later, as well for the masses.
And then we have the Kieran Grant and the David Palumbo. Janet Jackson homage, or Variety Magazine homage?
Rolling Stone.
Then we have Red Sonja versus Army of the Dead #1. Spears, cover C.
There's
FOC bonus white. 1 in 10 green. And my
jeans
favorite,
are too tight. They're not rised at their proper point. They need to be
too
low.
And we have cover H, which is a metal, which I have ordered a metal. I love metals.
Those are fun. I'm a sucker for a white background.
And there's also there's versions of the white, green, and foils. If you're into foils and virgins, it doesn't come out right.
I do like virgins.
Do you like virgins? Definitely pre-ordered those. Have we already pre-ordered? Love the green. Is there going to be a Monster and Wolf retail version?
Yes, there will be. Yeah.
No purple?
Dude, I had to pick those out. They had 8 to 10 different color variations that I gave them. And then they said, well, which can we use? And I gave them the original, which is like cover C, like that one. And then I gave them the white one. And then I gave them that, orangish green. And I said, you can use these. And they still made 11 copies out of those.
Yeah.
Hey, you can put foil and metal on anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
full metal and virgin, right?
Yep.
So that means you can get 4 or 3 extra copies out of one issue. Think about it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you're right. And then they can invert the colors and make it an X-ray cover.
Yes, yeah, you can do that too. Yeah. Or just take the color out, make it black and white.
So many ways they do artist covers.
Yep.
Right.
And that is the end of FOC.
Wow.
So I know we started early. It was early for Mark. So I think we should run the giveaway.
Run it.
Let me make sure everybody's in it. Hashtag Spears.
Show off
What am I giving away? I'm giving away this.
You didn't show it.
Oh, I didn't show it.
Never showed it.
Oh,
You're giving away one of your
away
boxes of slabs, right? Oh.
Look at that.
I'm giving away this.
There you go.
I want to get back to the community and show support for all the spearheads. I'm making it up. We're spearheads.
Spearheads. I love it.
So
Spearheads TM. You need to trademark that. Spearheads TM.
Oh, there we go. Spearheads. That's not ARP. Damn you.
Yeah.
So is how many people we got in this giveaway? Where is it? We got 23 in the giveaway. I'll give you another 5 seconds.
4, 3.
In there, hashtag Spears.
All right, roll it.
All right, let's roll it. And big money, big money, big money, big money. Let's go.
No
The
whammies,
winner
no
is
whammies.
Christina Payne.
There you go. Excellent.
Awesome.
She is a pillar of the community and a great mod to many channels.
Sweet.
I think that's the first time she's free Britney.
Free Britney.
No way, thank you. No way.
She don't want it. She said no way. Respin that.
Did I run it again?
Yeah.
Congrats. I will hit you up on Instagram, Christina, and we will get you that book this week sometime. So just in case, you just won a Monsters 2 cover M ASM ASM 601 homage 9.8.
Nice.
So
solid book.
You only get that here on Kingdom of Nerds.
Yep.
Who loves you more than we do?
A much sought after cover.
Very sought after. So with that, I just want to say we are here. We're all here because we love comic books. We love hanging out with our friends. And Sunday is the Lord's Day. So we're all going to come together and have a good night, guys. So Thank you, Mark, so much for coming on.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you, Mark.
Best of
Thank
luck
you.
with everything.
Loved it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
We
Thank you.
look forward to
Joe.
all the exciting things that are coming out from you in the future. We're definitely looking forward to Spawn 77 because that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Especially if it comes out right in the heat of convention time. That's gonna be fun.
So, please subscribe. If you haven't joined Mark's Discord group, it's somewhere in the chat. It was posted multiple times.
Yep.
And you can find them on Instagram, Mark Spears Art, at Mark Spears Art. And make sure you keep your eyes open every week here at FOC so you don't miss any Monsters books. And Monsters number 4 is coming out for April 2nd? April 2nd, the week of April 2nd.
Yeah, it's
So-
supposed to get out end of March, but the whole diamond thing, they delayed it to get distribution.
Yeah.
So we're about a week behind, but yep, it will be out before you know it.
Stop in anytime, Mr. Spears.
Thank you. I have a blast. Next time I come back, we'll have to do the game show. What's that? That's the Friday show, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have to.
The
Friday
game.
we always slip in some games.
Maybe we could do something either here on that one or something before that con happens in April, the end of April.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be
Go
fun.
off that night. I can show you off some of those. I'll have them.
exclusives.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to
that'd be
see
fun.
them, that'll be fun. I can drop in on this show Fridays, whatever. We'll work out
Yeah.
the details.
Yeah, that sounds great.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Fun time.
That would be fun. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll have my Zartans. I'll have all those books by then, so I can show all that stuff off in person.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Yep.
I know Dawn's
And
excited
don't
about that.
forget to treat your comics like you treat your mama, with respect. So have a good night, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.